No, $50.
Now,
well,
you're not gonna,
60
but you're not gonna beat that. And then that's
No.
good for
Yeah.
one whole year.
One whole year,
And you're
yeah.
doing that right now in November.
Yep.
So that special price, again, a present maybe or something. What, do you have many, I don't know, do you have many family memberships that sign up? The family signs up?
Yeah. Especially
Sounds
with
like a good idea.
November, that's when most people sign up for the household because it's $10
Sure.
off. But I know like a lot of the families, they're art fans, so the parents take lots of classes.
They
but
know they're gonna
so
come to
do
these
their
things.
Kids. So most of the artists.
Well, you're
are
gonna save a
household
little bit
members.
yourself over the
Yeah,
year.
definitely.
And then it's benefiting your Conneaut Art Center in
Yeah.
general anyway. How are things going over at the center anyway? How's
Really
things doing?
good, yeah. So we do really rely on memberships because we're a nonprofit.
Absolutely.
So the memberships help out a lot. They're kind of like the backbone of the art center because those memberships go towards paying our bills and keeping the doors on our beautiful building open.
Absolutely.
So as well as they give you lots of discounts. So
Support the arts in Conneaut.
yeah.
I mean, for this little town, it's got so many great things you can be a part of here.
Right.
It's an amazing place, and the Art Center is one of these places. Chris, anything more to wrap before you go? How about remind us of the closest class you got coming up in case you still got room?
That's going to be this Saturday for
Okay.
kids and for teens. It's going to be that little turkey one.
Yeah.
And then the space one for the teens.
And there's still some openings.
And they're still opening. So,
Get in there
yep.
for, and what are the 11:30 to 1:30s, the younger kids, and then 2 to 4, the
It's
older
the
kids.
kids, yeah.
The space picture.
That's right.
593-5888. Any last thought from you, Jordan?
Come see Christmas Carol.
Come see Christmas Carol, 6, 7, 13, or 4. Well, you can come to all 4.
Yeah.
But I mean, bring friends. How do I take it families come, of course. I mean, the little kids are in there.
Yeah.
They got to come see all
Yeah.
that. But
They usually sell out our winter dance shows.
I hear
so
that.
Reserve your tickets. If
get your
you're gonna
tickets
come.
on reserve, 593-588. Thank you for taking time to come on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Let's really think someday, and I'm not bugging you to make you do it, but I would love to do something arty on the show where you're actually making me try something
Yeah, let's
that
do
I've
it.
never done. And, a little short something and show how your class works.
Sure.
Because they'll say, if Coco can do that, I got to get in that class. So maybe we'll do that down the road. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Sunrise Live in just a bit.
Throughout my life, I've always tried to be there for the people around me. Now, things have changed. I'm so grateful to have an angel who truly cares for me.
It's so rewarding to be a part of his life and make a difference when he needs it the most.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
Attention! In 2015, the Internal Agency for Research on Cancer warned that overexposure to Roundup and other weed killers may increase the risk of developing non-Hodgkin lymphoma. More evidence found that Monsanto may have known that Roundup was likely linked to organ damage and cancer. A California jury found Monsanto's weed killer caused a groundkeeper's cancer and issued a verdict for $78 million. Call Roundup Advocates now.
Call 1-800-653-6005.
What I like most about Greg Sweet is kindness.
People are talking about us, and we like what they're saying.
He always goes out of his way to make sure that everybody is happy and leaves with a smile on their face.
I shopped around, but I always find they have the best price at Greg Sweet.
I definitely save money at Greg Sweet.
Greg Sweet's my friend. I feel like he's really a friend.
Greg Sweet is number one.
At Greg Sweet Ford, we're gonna make your day.
My asthma can stop me in an instant. Being an active person, that just isn't an option.
Good, her.
My pharmacist, he's got my back. Because of that, I can stay out in front.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Locally owned, locally operated, locally loved.
See the pharmacists at Gertis Pharmacy in downtown Conneaut, your prescription specialists since 1960.
Welcome back to Sunrise Live. It's Thursday morning, 21st of November. It is about 8:46 on the clock. We're moving right along through the show, well past halfway through our show today. Man, what a great visit with Chris Davis and Jordan Nowitzki. They're so lively, personable with their arts and crafts at the Art Center, all the painting classes for the kids and the adults, and even those private classes that are available. Really cool. And of course, seeing the Christmas Carol Ballet performed at the Art Center in December. Make sure you get your tickets. I'm going to try to take this call. Hello there. Good morning.
Oh, Jimmy.
Hey, Kenny T. How are you today?
All right.
What's the good word? Well, not a good word for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I know.
You called that yesterday. You said Miami would beat them, and you were right.
Yeah. You still got the hum in your phone.
Yeah, I know. I passed that along to the authorities. You're the first call for today, but I figured that it was still there.
Yeah.
To tell me that, but I appreciate you can hear it in your phone or on your TV.
On the phone.
Do you hear it on the TV as well?
No.
Okay. Because I'm hearing both things, on the phone and the TV when I have the phone on. So I know we're working on figuring out where the issue is, but thank you for being patient.
Yeah, and Ohio State's going to win their game.
Oh man, taking on Penn State Saturday.
Yeah.
The Nittany Lions. That'll be 11-1 if they win. What a record.
Yeah.
Doing great.
And Ohio State basketball team's going to win too.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, and the girls team doing good too.
How about the Browns on Sunday? What's going to happen?
Well, I hope they win.
Miami Dolphins.
But as long as they don't do like they did last week.
Oh, well, nobody ought to be slamming any helmets, right?
Yeah.
We don't need that.
No, just play the game and win or lose.
There you go, Kenny. You're right.
Yeah. Play a good sport, but don't get upset.
Yeah. Play hard, but just keep it in the rules.
Yeah. And I seen the paper about the Eagles are in the playoffs tournament
Oh,
for the football.
yeah, okay.
Well, there should be caveats.
Well, that didn't happen this year, even though they had a great record. They had a good record.
Yeah, because they are number one. They are champs.
You got that right, buddy. They are.
Yeah. And all these committees, they get all these bigger schools get in the playoffs, but not the schools, the small schools. They don't give them a chance.
Well, a lot of people wish we still had an Ashtabula County Conference like they used to, but that's gone.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one thing, if Kanye was in there, they'd be number one.
I think so. They would have had a really good shot at it. You're right.
Yeah. And, well, one thing, you have a nice Thanksgiving and don't eat too much.
Hey, Kenny, thank you for that. You have a good Thanksgiving, and I will try to keep it under control. Thanks, Ken.
Right.
Bye-bye. Well, he braved a phone call, so thank you, Kenny. Appreciate that very, very much. Like I said, we've had issues. Boy, we've been narrowing down things to get the picture just looking right in the last really over the last month. We had issues where for a long time, there were like wavy lines going on the picture continually. You couldn't do anything about it by adjusting your TV. It was equipment stuff, so we've changed some equipment over here at our studio side, and then we changed some equipment, and Regis has worked on some new equipment over at the City Hall side of things. Picture's been looking pretty good. I mean, as good as it can look, but looking better. The sound it's had some good days and bad days, but overall, I think right now the sound levels between our DVD sound, my sound on the show, and then our commercials, that's a little more even than it's ever been. I'm glad to hear that, but this phone thing, because I love taking phone calls, and again, I've got a speaker near me right here in the studio. When you call me, I can hear you loud and clear on the speaker, but I know that when I turn this button on, you hear that, I don't know, buzzing, thrashing, weird, staticky noise throughout the phone call. So we're working on it. It's just not an immediate easy fix, but thank you all for letting me know what's going on out there. It shows me two things. You are watching the program and you're concerned that we try to give you a good quality program. So we are working on it. Thank you. Thank you for your patience on that. All right. In just a little bit after 9 o'clock, we're going to talk with our good friend Jill Lasky, Master Herbalist, and see what's on her mind and what she's up to getting close to Thanksgiving and then in the Christmas holiday times. And we'll talk a little bit about her business, Nature's Bundle LLC, and what kind of products she has available for you. Maybe she's going to be out and about, some places where you can see her and talk with her. I know a lot of you like to do that and share ideas and recipes and how do you make this or that, those kind of things. Jill is very good at helping folks learn all about new stuff. Let me give you a quick weather report. We haven't done weather for a little while here. Let's see what's on the agenda. Right now, I'm just going to refresh to make sure the temp's right. We're at about 36, 37 degrees in Conneaut, along the Conneaut Lake Shore. We're going to get up today's one of those days we're going to be near 50 degrees today. And it should be, I'm looking out the window back there, looks like the sun's out pretty good. Should be a mostly sunny day. So for the 21st of November, that's not too bad. A little bit less gloomy than we've had the last couple days. 36 at night. Now tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, we're going to have some clouds. Mostly cloudy tomorrow. Low 40s for the temps. 30 or under at night. Saturday and Sunday, I see little droplets coming out of the clouds, so I'm assuming we're getting rain and precipitation there. It's going to be in the low 40s still both days, but could be a wintry mix. A little bit of it could be rain. It'll be slick out there, so be careful. And then coming back to work on Monday, looks like it'll be near 50 degrees with partly sunny skies once again. So there you have it. The weather forecast here for Northeast Ohio and the Conneaut region. All right. Just some things on the calendar to talk about, remind you of before we get to our 9 o'clock guests. We're moving things right along here. Tomorrow, by the way, got a good show for you as well. Martha Sorahan should be joining me tomorrow on the program, probably after 8 o'clock like she does. Mr. Chuck Guglielmo, Mr. Conneaut Spartan, Mr. Indians will be on the show with us tomorrow about 8. He's always a great chat. We will have Lori Riley and Wendy Dubé both on the program about 8:30 or so tomorrow to talk about the Lights of Love program. And there's a special ornament that folks can purchase this year that we're going to talk about as well. 9 o'clock, folks from the Bethlehem Experience, which is going to go on at the Ashtabula Town Square Mall, kind of retells, they try to make a marketplace from Bible days come alive in an old store there in the mall to kind of remind us what was the Christmas story really all about. I mean, there's live animals, there's things you can see, people dressed in those old-time clothes, activities, so it's kind of a fun, it's grown in popularity over the last few years, and they are back again this year, so we'll have them on the show tomorrow as well. Should be a good one to end up our week. Now next week, being Thanksgiving, we will have morning shows for you Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, but our business here is closed on Thursday and Friday, so no shows for you next week, Thursday and Friday, as we round out Thanksgiving week. So just want to give you a little bit of a heads up on that. All right, December 7, December 14, and December 21st. Special Saturdays here in Conneaut at the Conneaut Fire Station on Middle Road. The Conneaut Visitors and Conventions Bureau has a special connection with Santa Claus. And they're telling me, I got an email here a week ago, that he's going to be here in Conneaut to visit your kids and your family at the fire station on Middle Road those 3 Saturdays, 7th, 14th, and 21st, between 4:30 and 7 o'clock. Now, you want to get pictures, bring your cameras or, your cell phones with cameras, whatever you use. That's going to be fine. Every child receives a treat from Santa while they're there visiting, so make plans on those 3 weekends to be out there at the fire station between 4:30 and 7 o'clock. That ought to be a lot of fun and a great little family activity. I also have a reminder, where is it? There it is, let me pull this up. Conneaut First Assembly of God at 389 West Main Road is again going to have their annual cookie and bake sale. Now that's on Saturday, December 7th, 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. or until they sell out, if that happens first. They're going to have a variety of cookies, breads, including Finnish Noosa bread, and candies. Now cookies will be sold by the pound. Come early for the best selection, so make your plans to be out there on Saturday the 7th, okay? A reminder from UH Hospital's Conneaut Medical Center and Geneva Medical Center, the Ashtabula and Eastern Lake County Rural Underserved Women's Project is an important initiative offering a variety of health-related services to women in the communities that University Hospital serves. The program I'm going to mention is funded from monies that are raised during things like UH Geneva's annual Walk for the Cure. So here's the deal they're trying to help you with. If you are a friend, are between the ages of 40 and 64, and you have been postponing or putting off a mammogram test mainly for financial reasons, I just don't think I can afford it. Well, don't put it off any longer. I've got this notice here. They want you to call Paula, and here's the number, 440-998-0695. 998-0695 to see if you qualify for a no-cost screening mammogram. So give Paula a call. Don't put it off. They want to try to help you out if you're in need, so do that number, 440-998-0695, and see if you qualify for one of those tests. Might save your life or that of a loved one. Seniors Together program here at the Human Resource Center in Conneaut is sponsoring a one-day craft sale. They call it the Holiday Craft Fair. It's Saturday, December 7th, 10 to 3, right at the Human Resource Center. It's $1 to get in, cheap admission. It's food, fun, door prizes. There's a Chinese auction. Kids can come in free if they're accompanied by an adult. For more information about that, you can, because you might even want to be a vendor at that activity. Call 593-5273 and then use extension 310. 593-5273 and use extension 310, and you can be a part of that Seniors Together Holiday Craft Fair on the 7th. All right, I am ready to grab a little break here for a few minutes, somewhere after 9 o'clock in just a little bit. We will be talking with our good friend Jill Lasky, so stay tuned. We'll be back for more Sunrise Live shortly.
Water is vital for the health of humans, but can cause corrosion on machines and electronics. Strikehold is a high-tech synthetic cleaner and micro-dry lubricant used for corrosion control and electrical protection. Watch this demonstration. Strikehold protects critical electrical components against moisture and keeps them working, even underwater. Watch how Strikehold cuts through water. The competitors float on top. Amazing! Money-back guarantee if you are completely satisfied. Visit Strikehold.com and order yours now.
My world spins fast, but I wouldn't change a thing. I wear many hats: mother, daughter, and wife. Being a visiting angel is a big part of my life. I love providing the care that George needs now that he lives alone. Visiting Angels gives me the confidence, work experience, and support to be the best caregiver possible.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
Your ATEC, your advantage. High school students, the programs at the Ashtabula County Technical and Career Campus can give you the competitive edge you need.
So I chose to go to college. I was way above the other students and my professors saw that.
See your counselor to sign up for your showcase today, or call 440-576-6015 or visit atec.edu. Your ATEC, your advantage.
ATEC education for success.
I like that you're going to get an honest person that's going to work with you. You're not going to get to run around. You know that you're going to get a sweet deal when you walk in the doors, and they're not going to try to take advantage of you.
Happy people is the whole idea at Greg Sweet.
Greg Sweet is the class act, hands down.
It's a fantastic experience, and I really like doing business here.
You know, you can buy a car any place, but we come back to Greg Sweet because
They are great people.
At Greg Sweet Ford, we're gonna make your day.
Good morning. Welcome back to Sunrise Live. Thursday morning, a week away from Thanksgiving, Turkey Day. We've got our little Tom Turkey on the end here, and all of our decorations have been up a little while because of Jim and Mo Tanner. Always a big thanks to them. They just love to help put stuff in the studio for every season that comes along, so thank you guys. Good friend in our show here today, Jill Lasky. It's good to see you again.
Thank you, Jim.
You said we talked off air a little bit while the commercials were on and everything. You've been real busy, and I always like to hear that. Somebody that I know that does a personal business, it's their thing. You know, we all have lives to live, but when you have a business that you're trying to run and keep going, I like them to come in and say, yeah, it's kind of busy. So this time of year probably is.
Extremely.
Have you been since our last visit? I know a lot of times people like to meet and greet you out at shows or craft things or wherever you might be. Have you done any of those recently or no?
Yeah, several. You know, we had the Maple Festival in Jefferson about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I do. Is that Bissell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
And that's a really nice time.
Don't bring me over there because I'll never come out.
Well, you should go. It's free pancakes at the Maple Festival.
Well, I've had him on here and he's brought, this
gosh.
is what he did the one time he came on. He has this little sampler, little bottles, maybe you can buy out. Well, of course, he brought one of those and we had to try things on air. And I'm like, where are the pancakes right now? They're just great. So was that a fun time?
It is a really
How many
fun
of you
time.
were in that thing?
They keep it really small. It's selected to just to artisans. It's a church show, so you have to be invited.
Okay. Good for you.
Yeah, right. So I believe there was 8 vendors there this year.
All right, very cool. So that was good.
It was
Is there
really
some
good.
others since then that you do, or are you about done?
I just did one at the high school in Jefferson last weekend.
They did have one, didn't they?
They did.
Now, how do you like that out there? What do they do at their setting? Is it in the gym, or where do they do it?
It's actually really large. It takes up both cafeterias and one of the gymnasiums.
So this is a big deal.
It's huge. I think there were 97 vendors.
But does that bring in, are there a lot of visitors coming through too?
Oh, a lot. It's a really busy, I mean, it's a 5-hour show, but it goes like this.
How was it? Good for you?
It was excellent.
Now, do you, in something that large, or maybe even at the Bissell, did you run into folks you always know at these things, or do you meet some new friends?
Some, but I met new people. I met a woman and her daughter Fox Feather is the name of their company.
So what do they do? Why have I heard
She
this name?
cuts, so you know how Cricut uses paper?
Okay, I think I know where you're going.
A plasma cutter
Okay.
to create works of art from steel.
Yeah, I have heard of that then.
And
Yes.
it's incredible. I mean, it's
She
just
was there.
really, yeah.
And aren't these real pretty things? They're like for the home and things like
Yeah,
that.
and well, all kinds of different things. As a matter of fact, it was really coincidental. I met her, and a couple weeks ago, a friend was looking for someone to make a fireplace screen. for her.
Okay.
And that's a pretty big endeavor, right? And so I
She
met this
can-
woman,
yeah.
and oh yeah, she can. So,
Wow. So now you guys are fast friends. So good.
Yeah, well, she does some really.
Where's she
very-
from though? Where's she around our county somewhere?
I don't know. We didn't get to that.
Because that
Like,
name I've seen on Facebook. That's why I know that.
I don't know. We did not exchange personal. Like we were more talking about our art.
Yeah.
So it was really neat. There's always different people, but there are some people that are the same too. And it is very hard to be successful at craft shows. I know that seems strange.
Because what's your
Okay,
view
well,
of it?
number one, you have to have a complete inventory, and you have to take your show on the road, right?
You need it, yeah, which is you got to bring it all. Here
So you
it
have
is.
to be able to pack it all up,
Yeah,
pop it up, like a circus, and display it appealingly.
right.
And then the crowd is always fickle. You never know what's going to happen, right?
You can't take it personally if they pass you by to go to the other table, kind of a
And
thing.
you just never know, weather, right?
Well, that's true too.
So maybe it's a driving, rainy, cold day, and you think, oh, good, everybody will be inside. Well, yeah, they are at their own house. Or
This was last weekend, so
Yeah,
was
and
it
it
past
was
the snow time then?
yeah,
Okay.
and it was a nice sunny day. It was
Okay.
actually very busy. It's just a lot to do a craft
You
show.
never know what you're getting when you sign up to the shows, is
You
what
don't,
yeah.
right? And you have
okay.
and not only do you have your time invested and your money and your products, you also have to pay for your space.
Right.
So you do, when you've persevered through this and you've learned the ins and outs and you're still going, like this is the 4th year I did the show in Jefferson, you know the diehards, right?
Okay.
And so you do become a little bit more of a knit community family because you've been there.
Very
and then
cool.
you gossip, right? Did you go to this show? Did you go to that show? How'd you do? So it's fun.
Keeping it positive though. Positive gossip, I get
positive,
you.
right,
Not the
'cause
negative stuff.
It's such a wonderful atmosphere. I mean, you're with creative minds, right? And everything.
That's your bailiwick though, right?
Yeah, right. It's everything from soup to nuts, right?
Right.
There was a lady making stuff from things she finds on the shore,
Right.
And
Okay.
not like just jewelry, just like all kinds of interesting things. There's a guy across the aisle, and he uses horseshoes. He's a welder, and he built all these most interesting things out of horseshoes. Things I would never.
But there
have
was.
thought of, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the lady with the medals and the art and the cutting the
Yeah,
medals.
I mean, it's just soup to nuts, right?
And was there food products there too, probably kind
Yeah,
of a thing?
oh man, there was a couple there that were making fudge and no-bake cookies. Oh, I love a no-bake cookie.
And that's one of the reasons, Jill encouraged you to get out to these shows
Mm-hmm.
because you see the folks that are bringing their ware and making these things, and you kind of get the feel of where you're getting your stuff from.
Right, well,
And
and
that's
just
neat.
so many, artists are passionate about their work.
Yeah.
So, if you see something that strikes, a chord with you, this is the opportunity to, find out what the passion driving that artist is behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Why they do it, how they got into it. It's really amazing. There's a couple there, and they've been around Conneaut a little bit too. They make these, they're a drum, and they're made of steel,
Okay.
and he rings them. I can't remember what they're called, but he crafts them all himself. And then he
All put together by,
yeah,
Okay.
and each one is unique.
they're all a little different.
But
real-
the way he colors them, like they're baked. I don't know. I mean, I can't describe all of his work, but it's just beautiful and amazing.
And had you seen this before the show? Him before that show, or no?
I actually met them at Buccia's.
Oh, okay,
I did
okay.
a show there, and we met there the first time. I've seen them at a couple of other shows.
That's Bill Holden's place now, right? They're doing great over there with Buccia's. So before we'll break in a few minutes, but before we get there, this time of year now, into November and getting into December, we have the Thanksgiving holiday, of course, Turkey Day, and then we have Christmas coming up. What, because you're a foodie person too, what does this time of year, because you're not out growing or harvesting, unless it's indoor things right now, but what does this time of year mean for you in the foodie realm?
Well,
For all of us, what do you do? What do you like?
What do I like to make?
Like this time of year, like a Thanksgiving with you, is there all the traditionals, or do you do a little bit of offbeat stuff here and there?
Well, if I'm having just Thanksgiving with my people, then I go offbeat.
Do you?
Right?
Like what might be something odd that not everybody would have at their meal?
Well, for my family, this was a mind blower a couple years ago, and I know that this is very common.
Okay.
Macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
But like that had never been partaken in our family's Thanksgiving.
All right.
So when I make this delicious macaroni and cheese with fontanella cheese, it's a real strong stinking cheese.
A stinky cheese.
But when you mix it with all of like the melty gooey cheeses, it's just delicious. It's amazing.
And you did this for the first time recently or something?
No, this was a few years ago. And so I decided that I should showcase this, right? That the family had got, they needed to try this. Well, it's funny how family can be so stuck in tradition, right?
Well, yeah, sure.
Everyone's snubbing my macaroni.
I'm probably the stuck old guy in the same old things. I'm kind of like that.
What is that?
Yeah,
right?
what is that?
Why did you make that?
When they tried it, if they were
love
brave enough, how did it go? They loved it.
And it's a staple
It was
now,
just
right?
the why is this here?
Now it's like, oh, you're doing Thanksgiving again this year? Are you making the mac and cheese? Right? But before it was, why did you make that? Same thing, my Aunt Kathy, she has passed away now, and we still make it now. She brought this stuff to Thanksgiving once called corn casserole.
Corn casserole. So what does this entail?
It's like, remember back in the olden days when there was Chi-Chi's? And they had that little corn cake thing they put on your plate?
Okay. All right.
So it's basically corn, which is a sugar, right?
Yeah.
Coated with sugar and some breadcrumbs, some more
But
sugar.
delish.
Oh my goodness.
Now you guys will still do it like in the tradition from her. That's her thing.
When she brought it, and this
What
was
is
like
this?
20 years ago, and she is aunt by marriage, right? And everyone loves her dearly. But everybody's in the kitchen like, what's going on?
What is this? What is that?
I can't believe what does she do? We don't eat stuff like this. And then everybody liked it. And so then it became a family tradition.
Then you had to have it.
It is. And now my aunt has passed away a few years ago.
And you keep the memory
going. We do, because, right, it's fantastic.
Are there any things, since you probably do a lot of the cooking for your holidays, or at least you probably host a few things, that you all, or you like to bring out only at this time of year that you might not have any other time? Like some of these things, are they just for Thanksgiving or a Christmas meal? Are there any things you only eat out at this November, December times of the year?
Well,
Special?
I hate green bean casserole, but that's about the only time.
You don't like it?
I do not. It's
Okay.
gross. But it appears.
People like that around the place here.
It appears once a year,
Sure.
and I'm tolerant of it.
So that's not one of your things.
No, I love green beans, but there's some.
But the way the mushroom soup and the crunchies.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what's funny? I would think on that food item, there's no, I don't know, there's a middle. You love it or you don't like it. I think you're in that. Anything else this time of year, like a special dessert for just this time of year you kind of whip up or you like to do?
No, because I know most people only eat pumpkin pie this
Okay.
time of year, but I make pumpkin pie all the time.
You do it all the time.
Because I love it.
Oh, pumpkin's good.
As far as I'm concerned, it's a breakfast food.
It's a staple. You have to have that good coffee and a piece of pumpkin pie.
Uh-huh.
Now, do you put anything on it or plain? Are you a plain eat
I do
person?
love some Ready Whip, right? I mean,
See, she does love these normal things like we all do, folks. It's this part of the
I'm
lifestyle.
fairly normal. Yeah.
We have been not talking about something sitting here on the table for a little while.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're aware and awake and had your coffee and maybe pumpkin pie this morning.
I hope so.
There's little baskets sitting out in front of us right here. You can see, oh, you're going, yeah, I did notice that, Jim, and I noticed nobody says anything. Well, that's on purpose. We're letting your mind wander and wonder what is all this. When we take a break for a minute, we'll come back. You're not going to believe what's in this thing. This is some or maybe most of the types of products that Jill makes with Nature's Bundle. That's her company. She's told us stories of soap making and creams or lip balms or scented things or what. Anyway, we're going to find out in this beautiful little basket she made what in the world's in there. And if you have an interest for something, maybe a gift basket gift for somebody down the road. you might want to, this is an idea of the kind of things you can order from Jill. So we'll talk about all that after the break in just a minute. Stay tuned.
When my body needs relief, I real-time it. I'd like to introduce you to my knockout pain formula, real-time pain relief. It's soothing lotion, it's rich in nature's ingredients, and helps me manage discomfort day or night. And it smells great too. From muscle strains to soreness, to simple back aches and arthritis. Real-time it and knock out your pain. It works for me and it will work for you. Real-time pain relief, it's a knockout.
My asthma can stop me in an instant. Being an active person, that just isn't an option. My pharmacist, he's got my back. Because of that, I can stay out in front.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy. Locally owned, locally operated, locally loved.
See the pharmacists at Gertis Pharmacy in downtown Conneaut, your prescription specialists since 1960.
Throughout my life, I've always tried to be there for the people around me. Now, things have changed. I'm so grateful to have an angel who truly cares for me.
It's so rewarding to be a part of his life and make a difference when he needs it the most.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
What I like most about Greg Sweet is kindness.
People are talking about us, and we like what they're saying.
He always goes out of his way to make sure that everybody is happy and leaves with a smile on their face.
I shopped around, but I always find they have the best price at Greg Sweet.
I definitely save money at Greg Sweet.
Greg Sweet's my friend. I feel like he's really a friend.
Greg Sweet is number one.
At Greg Sweet Ford, we're gonna make your day.
Well, good morning. Welcome back to Sunrise Live Thursday morning about 9:22. Before we left you, I was tempting you with the visions of this beautiful basket here in front of us on the table, and this is a bunch of creations from Jill Lasky here in her Nature's Bundle category of items that she makes and sells with her company. Do you want to share,
I'm gonna tell you about what's in
well,
here?
go ahead. Do what you need to do.
Well,
What's in this basket?
These are my favorite. I don't know if you noticed.
If you want to pull anything out, I mean, that's up to you. You do what you want to do. Now, all right, that's true. What is that in the package?
These are called bath melts, okay? Like everybody's heard of the bath bombs.
Yeah.
Well, instead of binding these with alcohol or water, I use a little bit of coconut oil, so it moisturizes. And then I top every one of them with a helichrysum flower or a straw flower.
I see that. That's
I grew those in my garden.
Oh.
Aren't they beautiful?
And what you do, you place them in the bath and they
fizz, and then they add a little moisture, and then this little flower floats around the tub.
Now that's kind of cool.
So it's, you're in there, you're lounging.
What's that little package of 4?
Yeah.
Now that's really neat.
The RM1 is perfect. It's a perfect amount of moisturizing for your bath. So, and then I brought my most famous product, which is Omi Ache and Bones.
Omi Ache and Bones.
Right, and this is for, I guess you definitely could use it on muscle pain, but a lot of bone pain and things like that. It's for arthritis.
What helps that's in there that you put together that helps with that?
I use cayenne as the base ingredient in there. Okay, cayenne is a rubefacient. It rushes blood to where
brings blood to
that's why you get so hot.
I got you.
Right? But blood is good because number one, we're washing. Yeah, we're washing the area. We're bringing fresh, healthy oxygen and making new cells. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, and so that's definitely one of my most.
And is that a cream we put on, or what is it?
It's called a salve.
Salve.
Okay,
so thicker?
It has a heavier wax base and oil base, right?
Now, does that have a scent to it naturally? Is it made to smell a certain way? No smell?
Smell it?
Let me see.
Jim's gonna smell it.
Why not?
Smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision. All right, here he goes. Oh, my ache and bone. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, right?
Not heavy, but it's there.
No, because there's a couple other things in there. There's some ginger in there.
Okay.
Again, we want to get your circulation moving.
Wow.
There's a little bit of lavender in there, which acts as a pain reliever.
And this is one of your more popular items you sell then?
This is my most popular item.
There you go.
I sell hundreds of jars of this.
Got you. Now, what are take the little wrapped squares are soaps?
They are soaps. There's all kinds of different soaps in here. I went with a variety, right? Now when I have a round soap, that's because it has goat's milk in it.
Goat's milk. So, and what is that? What are the soaps in there do for you? What kinds are in there? When you say goat's milk, what's that different from the other type?
Goat's milk is really high in vitamin A.
Okay.
So vitamin A, any type of milk that's alpha hydroxys. Okay. Vitamin A is going to nourish your skin. It's going to slough off dead skin and hydrate what's underneath.
My goodness.
There's a charcoal-based soap in there. Charcoal has a charge, so it actually pulls impurities out. This is why.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that charcoal. Yeah.
Well, when people are poisoned, they put charcoal or if you have water purification because of the charge that's in charcoal. It pulls and binds and washes away.
That's what that does.
So I have charcoal soap. I have one I call From the Sea. It has sea salt and clay in it. It's a lovely, lovely bar of soap. It makes for good washing.
What's in that middle bottle thing I think I'm seeing?
Those are soaking salts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can I see those, please?
Would you like to
May
see
I?
them?
Just to get a look. Okay, now this is okay. Now, what? There looks like there's like 4 or 5 layers.
So.
And what's this all about?
Well,
that is a nice heavy little bottle too.
I know, isn't it pretty?
What's this all about? If somebody was to use, how do you best use? Because it's separated kind of by layers.
Right. Well,
what does that mean?
because I want you to, number one, I want you to see exactly what is in there.
There you go, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What am I looking at? By the way, just to tell me, what am I looking at?
Okay, well, magnesium sulfate, also known as Epsom salt, right?
Okay.
Magnesium soothes your muscles, right?
Right.
It helps to nourish the central nervous system. The pink Himalayan salt has 89 different minerals in it.
Wow.
So when you're soaking in salt, you're pulling toxins out of your body, but you're also putting things into your body. This is why when you get into the mineral baths, hot springs
people
and
love
stuff,
those sometimes.
your body is sucking up those minerals as your pores are open. And not everybody takes the whole bath situation,
Right.
And so I don't want you to think you can't experience the benefits of soaking with salt. Doing your feet is.
I was going to say, do some people just do feet and ankles, maybe, like kind of a thing?
Ankles are great, especially for people that have like edema issues.
Oh yeah, okay.
You could even just soak your hands. Now,
Our hands do
the
it.
salts might be a little bit rougher on the.
Now I see what other. I see. Are they a couple other types?
Well, there's Dead Sea mineral salt in there.
What's that do now?
It just has many different minerals.
It's a mineral type thing,
It's got
okay.
a lot of minerals. It's helping, you
My
know,
goodness.
cleaning, exfoliation. That's just ground Himalayan salt.
This is such a and it's just a nice little package of that
And
too.
it's pretty.
Now, how is this? How do people receive this? Is this going pretty well? Does this salt?
Oh yeah.
Is this a popular item?
Very at my you know, and
Soaking salt.
at the show I did last weekend, salts were my biggest seller.
Really?
You know.
I noticed that was sticking out of there. Man, I'm not seeing everything from your angle there. This is fantastic. How many different items might be in that basket we're just looking
1,
at?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Oh my goodness.
14 items.
Now, is a basket like that, I know you've brought in smaller, maybe one of this, one of that, one of that, 3, 4, 5 things. I've seen you bring those. Does this kind of a basket something people do as a gift with all these in there? Is this a popular like sized item?
This would be something that for someone that wanted to buy, you know, a large gift for someone.
Sure. And that'll last you a while too, everything in there, I imagine.
Oh yeah.
Because there's 13 some products, did you say in there?
15.
15 products. So I mean, and is that the largest thing you put together size-wise of your products, or do you go bigger than that?
I could.
In a presentable case, I mean.
Typically, this would be my larger size basket.
Normally, aren't there like 5 or 6 things in a little grouping or something?
For smaller baskets, especially if I'm going by like a specific type, you know.
Were there any little hand or lip things in this one?
There's lip balms in there.
You've got, and are all those still, all the items you have, is anything unavailable at this time of year? Is everything you make available to purchase at this time? If they look you up online, is everything there?
Everything is there.
Okay.
A couple of my soaps are getting lower.
Number-wise?
Number-wise.
Okay.
And I don't usually start restocking until after January.
Okay.
Because it's so busy at this time of year with just sales, it's hard to find time to craft.
Well, when you make a batch of soap product, how much time is involved in a batch of a certain type you want to make? That's got to be hours or days, right?
Well, if I was just making one batch,
But
I
I mean,
probably,
you got to make a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, usually it's a 4-day process.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like the first day I'm getting all of my ingredients ready and lined up, you know, and then the next day I will actually make the soap, and then it has to come out of the molds, and then I have to cut it, and then I have to wrap it. Yeah, it's
So it's a 3 or 4 day process.
intensive.
So I mean,
it's a week's worth of work, probably, yeah.
so right now, we're the week before Thanksgiving. Some people are kind of maybe starting, if they haven't already, to get in the, I usually use the word mood, but that wasn't what I necessarily mean. Just that idea time, if they already haven't prepped things they want to give. And another thing, most of us Americans gift give at Christmas time, whether good, bad, or ugly. There is commercialism tied to the holiday, but this kind of thing, and you've often said this, sometimes, you know, you make somebody something, a craft, or you can buy things, of course you can, that's the easy way. Something like this, when you give a gift, it's a personal touch. We know where everything's come from in that basket, and that's kind of a neat addition. Is there time, being late November, Christmas is basically 4 weeks away, whatever you want to look at it, 4 or 5 weeks. Could we look over your products online or somewhere and still order something and still get presents available to give away by Christmas, or are we too late, or how are we doing with that?
No, we're in really
How long
good
do you
shape.
go on ordering things for Christmas?
You can order up until about, as long as you're closed, up till, I don't know, 2 days before Christmas.
Oh, so even like up that week before, you could still put an order in with you.
Yeah, if you live in town, you can come out to the shop on Christmas Eve, and, obviously not too late in the
I'm
day.
just making sure it wasn't like you need 3 weeks ahead or something like this to, know an order. That's
Obviously,
good.
if someone wanted a custom batch of soap, that would
That's
be
different. But if
and,
out of
and
the
there's no
products you
time
have,
left for that.
you
but-
can put baskets together of what you have, though.
Yeah, I could put baskets together. You could just come out and buy individual things. Yeah.
Could you give me real quick, I know you probably don't want to do your list, we can find it. What would be a price range of a small 3-4 item basket to a little bit larger? Just to give an idea, I want to get some of these for some folks and give them real nice products. Where do you range on those numbers usually?
A small gift basket would be about $20 to $30.
Okay.
Okay, but it would come with, like you said, about 5-6 items. So.
And in the basket you could give as part of the gift, a little thing you wrap it up in. And then the larger you go, you're just adding on to that cost, obviously.
Yeah, like this basket.
If that was a 15-item basket, what might that
I would
go
charge
around?
$100 for that basket.
But look what you're getting in there.
Well, you're getting a lot. Yeah, there's a lot.
That's a lot of products. If you used one thing a month, you got more than a year of stuff in that basket. I'm just thinking out loud here. You'll use more because you're going to put it on your skin and go, I got to have this. You're going to keep using it.
Well, I mean, actually, that's another one of the compliments I get a lot about my bar soap.
Yeah.
A lot of people find that when they buy homemade soaps that the bars are soft and they don't last.
Kind of melt away.
But my bars of soap are very, they're very well made. I put a lot of time and thought into how to create.
They don't disappear in a day, is your point.
Hardness without getting rid of the, the moisturizing quality.
Right.
So they last a very long time.
Great idea. All right, then make sure we know. On Facebook, we can look you up at Nature's Bundle LLC. Is that one way you like people to do? Can we see products on the Facebook, or where do we need to see your
Pictures
stuff?
of different things. This little pamphlet that I stuck in this basket.
I see that.
If you go on my Facebook page and you click the menu tab,
Okay, sure.
like as if you were like looking at a restaurant's menu,
sure.
then you can look at that brochure, both
Okay.
sides. And the brochure gives you understanding of who I am, like what's going on at my place, what's in my products, and then it gives you a complete list of everything I have.
I have a call. Let's see if it's for you. Could be. Our
Okay.
phones have been really weird lately, so forgive if it sounds weird. We've had scratchy noises. Hello there. Welcome to the show today. Hello. I think there's a phone issue. They're hearing a buzz on their end. And sometimes and we're working on it, but it just came up in the last week. But where I was going to go with this, if we could look you up on the Facebook page, is your store open some in the next few weeks where you can come to see your stuff in the store? Tell me about that.
Okay, so I live out on Wetmore Road in Monroe, so you would just take 7 south to Hatch's Corners.
Okay.
So not very far outside of town. It takes me about 10 minutes to get here to the studio from
perfect.
my house. You can call me 440-812-1867 if you want to set up a specific time. Otherwise, usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday are good days to just come out at random.
You're usually out there and you got all the, if we were right there at your store on the days you're open, we could walk away with products ready to go with us at that point?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Any day that if you call me, I'm usually around.
Okay.
So
give us that number one more time.
440-812-1867.
812-1867.
You can message me on Facebook. Again, if you lose my number, it's on the Facebook page. So if there's a different time that's more convenient for you, this is fine too. I understand it's the holidays. This is my busy time.
Sure.
So.
No, and you're very good at responding. With the end of the year sort of coming up in our minds, is there anything with Nature's Bundle or your business or where you're going, anything new, different, or taking away from in the year 2020 for you and Nature's Bundle?
Well, I think maybe last time I was on the show, I talked to you a little bit how I'm making ink from different botanicals.
Okay.
So that's something I hope to expand quite a bit on next year. I'm really, my daughter is an artist, and then different things I'm doing with printing.
Okay.
For my products, I'm using the ink I'm making.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, when you make it, but then what's the medium to you? How do you use it once you make it? What are you putting it into to use?
Well,
let's say you get an ink, you love it, but what do you do with it then?
Well, my daughter does a lot of drawing or ink, pen and ink.
I got you. You fill up the thing with your ink and then you just use it.
Well, that's something else I've been experimenting with is quilling.
I was going to say something like that.
Different plant material from out in the woods or a lot of reeds have a hollow shaft inside.
Okay.
So I've been trying to work on making pens and different painting and
So that could be something newer coming out in the new year.
It's definitely going to be something
Now with your
new.
daughter, is she more people drawing, nature? What does she draw? She draws sketches? What does she do?
She can draw anything.
Really?
But she's very good with the human form. She can draw people. It's
and
really
sort of
amazing.
that's somewhat of a natural ability, and she loves to use it and expand on it.
She does, except for when I'm like, would you draw this for me? And then she's like,
You gotta put it in, and you know this like I do, you gotta put it in a way where she thought of the idea somewhat. If they think of it, it's automatically good. If
I'm
it's,
gonna wait. I told you she gave me 15 here in about 2 weeks. So I'm gonna just wait 3 or 4 more
ooh,
years.
15, it's even getting better. If you start the sentence off with, Olivia, could you? No, how do I get out of this? No, you got a good kid.
I do.
But it's just, you gotta work through these years. It's just how it is.
I also have a normal kid.
But you know what? You're going to appreciate that streak in a few years later on being the person she is.
Oh, I do.
You know what I mean?
She comes by it so honestly.
Well, it's hard to work with, but then you think, you know what? I will appreciate that later on.
The only thing hard about working with a teenager is how mortified you feel about your own behavior.
Oh, that's really me, is what you're seeing.
Right? And
is that why we get mad at them because they're acting like us?
It's because I get mad because I'm embarrassed. I'm horribly embarrassed. I'm like, oh, that's you, Jill.
That's the truth be known. We're probably upset. Do I act like that? I guess I do. That work is, where did they get it?
I do. It's really good for personal growth.
Because you are certainly not a non-traditional person by any means.
I'm very, very grateful for a teenager. It's so good for my own personal growth.
All right, end up with today. This is great. Nature's Bundle LLC. What is your best thoughts? What do you like, or don't, the Thanksgiving and Christmas coming holiday, what goes through you and your mind and your feelings about this time of year? Do you love it for certain reasons, or do you avoid it for certain reasons? Is this the time of year you love?
I do love it. I do. I think that people let down their guard a little bit, in all respects. I feel like there's more love and sensitivity. I do. I mean,
could we use a little more of that in this day and age? I think so.
I guess that's the only thing that makes me sad.
What's that?
About this time.
Oh, kind of when it goes away?
It's because people forget so quickly. It's like amnesia. Like we start the season off and everybody's so full of love and they want to give and give.
It's time to be nice for a little while, then it's over.
Right? So I don't know if we need a Christmas tree in the store all year round or what.
There's an idea. And there's people that probably, we all know people that probably, if it was not a big issue, I'd leave it up, one of those things. It does bring cheer.
Yeah.
Best thing on your tree you love to look at, lights, ornaments, top, what's the best thing of your tree you love? When you get done with it and step back, what do you love about it?
I love our ornaments because we always make ornaments.
There you go.
And my daughter has gotten a special ornament every year.
Okay.
That she was born.
And they're all up there?
Yeah, we have special ornaments that my husband and I got when we first were together in 1997. That was a long time ago.
Wow, yeah. Well, I hate to break it to you, I was 92 with my...
Yeah, it's nice though.
We got a little time on you.
I'm grateful.
But you know what? You look at those and go, remember that? 22 years ago, whatever, all those things.
Super.
Does your daughter, being an artist, make any ornaments now or decorate some to make them look nice?
Does.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
It's
and that's
so
another
great.
thing I love about Christmas is I save, through school years and everything, all those little projects that they do. And then so that's what I like to decorate my house with. I mean, I have other stuff, but I love to put up her little Rudolph from first grade.
Absolutely.
I just love that.
You know what? My mom's been gone a while now, but I don't know what made her do it. Now, I'm the first of three. We all of us have done things through the years, but you know what I'm saying. I was the first one they had to do through these things, so it's always different on the first kid. I must have in some grade school, now I'm guessing first, second grade at most. There used to be days in school, maybe they still do it, but I've never seen my son bring these things. We made links of colored strip paper at school. And then that would be the chain on the tree.
Right.
She kept those, well, I'm sure she had them by the time she passed.
Wow.
And I thought, I made those in I was born in 65, 7, 8, whatever it was. That to her, I have no clue why she kept it, but probably those reasons of Jimmy did this as a little kid.
Special to her.
But they'd always come out on the tree somewhere. And I thought, Mom, look out, they're actually horribly done.
Pack them with such care.
Of course.
The love and care to keep that safe.
And there was a year when I don't think my sister was around yet, but my brother and I and Mom did ornaments like on you'd have a cutout piece of wood of the Peanuts characters, but we painted the peanut in, the colors. You could tell which ones Mom did and which ones John and I did. But she kept those on just though, like you say, those little things bring back those memories.
Yeah, I know my mom has these Avon things from the tree.
Okay.
And, they still smell.
Really?
They were before me, right?
There was a scent
I'm
to 'em.
41 years old.
Okay.
They smell of rosemary. Like, and I don't know what a super duper industrial chemical is on there.
Something, but
And I love it. I'm so weird about stuff like that, but
Well,
when
but
I
it's
walk
a
into my
memory
mom's, I
tag.
can smell it, and I'm like, oh, I love those.
see, that's not, it's one of those things. I figured it would probably be some memory things, the way, because that's how you talk, a lot of things that you've done together or done as a family or done as the kids or the husband, wife, whatever. Those memories are what we treasure. And you're right, January 2, when you pack it back up, don't let all the nice part of you go away too. Keep that around.
Exactly.
All right, Jill, it's been great to talk with
Jill.
you today. Thanks for showing up. Something like this, or smaller, or medium, or whatever, can be something, and again, you could treat yourself, your own family, or get something that Jill, they're all handmade by her, right in her shop.
Yeah, that's right.
And you know where they're coming from, and people love these items. So if you're,
really do.
you know what they're doing. Not everybody struggles with everybody in the family on, well, we give gifts at our family, but it's Aunt Clara I never know. Little, or Uncle so-and-so, Ma, there's always those couple that, I don't want to give them a gift certificate because that's easy, but that's what I usually do because I don't know what to do for them. Have you thought of something like Nature's Bundle products? They'll love them. And then they'll probably say next year, same thing, they'll want it back again.
Right.
440-812.
1867.
I'll try this call. Let's see if it works. If not, hello there. How you doing?
Hi, Tom.
I wondered if you would go through all the scratching to make that phone call today.
I'm so glad you called.
Get out of that studio without saying hi to her.
All
Well,
right.
I'm glad that you
She's
called.
glad you called.
I am.
So are you still eating out of your garden, Joe?
I am a little bit. My chard is still managed to make it through the snowfall. My parsley and rosemary.
Bobby, I have leeks, and I have kale,
Okay.
and I have Brussels sprouts,
I love
and I
those.
have asparagus.
I love Brussels sprouts, bro.
Me
Those are
too,
good.
My
And I
favorite.
discovered a new thing. Jill makes me feel good because she's always experimenting,
Yeah.
doing things that are off road. So today I'm going to give her a little information. I bought road covers. They're here, road covers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I put them over my asphalt, and it's probably about 15 to 20 degrees warmer under there with the dirt than it is on the outside.
Okay.
So those are things that you can use to extend your season in your garden.
So they've worked for you then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's
I put
good
them
news.
down, and I covered my asphalt up with them, and it's helped keep that ground warmer so those things don't freeze over and you can keep them a little longer.
Wow.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks for
I just
sharing.
bought some small hoops, so I'll have to try that for next year.
Okay.
Yeah, and the asphalt, a lot of people don't like it because it's a little bit greenier than lettuce and a little tougher than lettuce, but it lasts longer than lettuce will. And so, like I say, I like asphalt. It's a little bit more bitter. And I'm Italian. Italians like a little bit bitter.
There you go.
Right.
Very good.
And so I just wanted to call in and say happy Thanksgiving to my friend there.
Happy
My
Thanksgiving.
fellow herbologist and experimenter. And I hope you have a great holiday. And if I don't see you for the New Year's, have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's too.
You too, Tom. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tom.
Happy
You
Thanksgiving.
guys have a great day, and I'll let you go.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was cool. You got your call in. That might have been him earlier. Who knows?
Should have asked. That's
But
okay.
it worked out. So he fought through the buzz on the phone and did
That's
it anyway.
right.
Way to go, Tom. Now your day's complete. See?
It is.
Everything was good. Let me have a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up our show in a few minutes here for this Thursday. And glad you've been joining us. We'll let Jill get off to her day today, and we'll be back in just a bit.
A-Tech, your advantage. High school students, the programs at the Ashtabula County Technical and Career Campus can give you the competitive edge you need.
So I chose to go to college. I was way above the other students, and my professors saw that.
See your counselor to sign up for your showcase today, or call 440-576-6015 or visit atech.edu. Your A-Tech, your advantage.
A-Tech education for success.
I'm a good neighbor.
We're good neighbors.
Proud owner of a Good Neighbor Pharmacy.
A network of locally owned and operated,
community-based independent pharmacies
that live in the neighborhood,
greet patients by name,
and are dedicated to keeping you,
your family, and our community healthy.
Get to know your neighbor at goodneighborpharmacy.com. See the pharmacists at Gertis Pharmacy in downtown Conneaut, your prescription specialists since 1960.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Thanks to your support, you've helped make MyPillow become one of the fastest growing companies in America. Over the last 12 years, you've helped MyPillow create thousands of jobs right here in the USA.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
That's why I invented MyPillow. My patented fill adjusts to your exact individual needs and helps keep your neck supported and aligned.
Call or go online to order MyPillow Premium, and Mike will give you a second pillow absolutely free. Use the promo code on your screen to get 2 MyPillows for the price of 1. Don't delay. Order now.
With our 60-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Sleep well, America!
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Okay, welcome back here, the last couple of minutes of our program on this Thursday. It's been a great day here today. We've had Chris Davis, Jordan Nowitzki on the program early in the day and talking about all sorts of great art and painting programs with the kids and adults that Chris Davis is doing at the Art Center. And then, of course, preparing the dancers for their Christmas Carol Ballet program on December 6th. 7, 13, and 14. Please call the Art Center, 593-5888, to get all the information that you need to be a part of those programs. They're really fun. They're really great for the kids and the whole family. And then Jill Lasky, our good herbalist friend, she has lots of products at Nature's Bundle LLC. Look her up on Facebook. You can contact her through there if you're looking for unique gift items, things that you just don't know exactly what to buy for certain people, and they're handmade, they're homemade. She makes all the products herself, and you know where they're coming from, and you can trust all that too. On tomorrow's program, Mr. Chuck Guglielmo, Mr. Conneaut Spartan. We've got Lori Riley, Wendy Dubé coming on about the lights of love in Conneaut, and then Bethlehem, the experience at Ashtabula Town Square Mall's coming up. They'll be on tomorrow. Full show. Our good friend from the Courier, Martha Sorahan, will be with us tomorrow as well. So folks, I say it every day, but I mean it. Make today a great day. Have a great day. God bless y'all. Lord willing and the creek don't rise. We will be back again tomorrow at 7 o'clock for our last show of this week for Sunrise Live. Until then, bye-bye for now.
I'm Martha Sorahan of the Courier, bringing you Conneaut's hometown happenings for the week of November 20th, 2019. Conneaut Township Park has received a $32,000 NatureWorks grant from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources to reconstruct a portion of its boardwalk. The ODNR made the announcement last week. Each county in Ohio was awarded a NatureWorks grant, and Township Park is pleased to have been the local recipient. Township Park trustees Gary Coxon, Jim Suplee, and Danny Sullivan also offered a big thank you to the voters at their November 13th meeting because the voters approved a new $1 million permanent improvement levy for the park on November 5th. The levy will fund a new concession stand, bathhouse, and restrooms at the east end of the park's lower pavilion. The park is also counting on a grant from the Civic Development Corp, or CDC, of Ashtabula County to help with that project as well. The park trustees also talked about moving the boardwalk that is west of Kelsey's Run south from its current location. Township Park Superintendent Kevin Lemo said that with Lake Erie water levels at record highs this year, recent storms have buried the boardwalk under about 2 feet of stand. And although water levels are receding, he said it makes more sense to move the boardwalk than to continually dig out the boardwalk only to have it buried again. Lemo says that he will probably not even try to dig out the old boardwalk, which is buried again, knowing that a new one will be going in next season in a better location. Other than that, Township Park is preparing for winter, and residents are reminded that the park closes at dusk. Kingsville Township trustees at their 7 p.m. November 12th meeting announced that a final fire inspection is the only requirement left before the township can officially move into the new township garage on Cemetery Road. The new building replaces the old garage that burned down 3 years ago. A ribbon cutting and open house will wait until spring when the weather is more favorable. North Kingsville Councilman Dexter Awe is out on bond after an appearance in Eastern County Court on November 14th. Awe, who is owner of Puffer Roofing, has been accused of accepting a $7,100 check for work that he never completed. Meanwhile, bad check and other charges against Awe in Mercer County, Pennsylvania, were dropped after he paid the $3,200 owed, but a new charge of theft of service was filed there earlier this month. Awe was defeated in a bid for re-election to his North Kingsville Village Council seat on November 5th, but remains on council through the end of the year. Conneaut Rotary Club is making sure that it looks a lot like Christmas in Conneaut as it installed nearly 60 Christmas cards on Saturday at Lakeview Park. This has been an ongoing seasonal project for many years. The lighted greetings from businesses, churches, and individuals will stay up through early January. Conneaut Rotary Club is also selling tickets for its biennial holiday tour of homes from 1 to 4 p.m. Saturday, December 7th. This is a self-guided tour that features about 4 homes, plus the D-Day Museum and D-Day Administration Building. Tickets are $25 per person and available from any Rotarian. For more information, contact Amanda Smith at the Conneaut Public Library at 593-1608. Conneaut Optimist Club is accepting sign-ups for parade units for the city's annual Christmas parade. This year's theme is Christmas Through a Child's Eyes. It steps off from Conneaut High School parking lot at 7 p.m. Friday, November 29th. It will head south on Broad Street and west on Main Street. Prizes are given for the best float, the best marching unit, and most kids on a float. To sign up, call the Conneaut Human Resources Center at 593-5273. Another sign of the holidays in Conneaut is the sale of Lights of Love by the Conneaut Area Chamber of Commerce. Lights is a fundraiser to remember or honor loved ones, friends, and even pets. Following the Conneaut Christmas Parade on November 29th, the Lights of Love tree at Conneaut Savings Bank at Main and Buffalo Streets will be lit with free hot chocolate and caroling. Lights of Love has been a Conneaut tradition for over 30 years, and the lights are on sale at the Chamber office through December 13th. Lights of Love donors receive a wooden ornament, and there is a wide selection of those ornaments this year. Also this year, Lights of Love is selling a special commemorative ornament to remember 22-year-old Sergeant Cole Walker, who died in a military training accident last month at Fort Stewart, Georgia. The ornaments to remember Walker are $10, with proceeds going to the Feed Our Vets food pantry in Ashtabula, which was started by Conneaut's Tracy Bidwell. For more information on Lights of Love, contact the Conneaut Chamber at 593-2402. Also coming up in the city, Thanksgiving weekend, Chris Brecht is in charge of the Conneaut High School alumni football game at 5:30 p.m. November 30th at Joslyn Field. The game is a fundraiser for the Spark Athletic Complex. Brecht urges anyone who wants to play to call him at 593-1191. Since all players are Conneaut graduates, the game will be a blue and white game, blue team versus white. Brecht says November 30th was chosen with the expectation that many alumni will be back in town for Thanksgiving. Brecht also said that the game doesn't start until 5:30 p.m., well past the noon kickoff of the Ohio State-Michigan game. 5:30 p.m., he said, also leaves plenty of evening left for other holiday plans. Conneaut Salvation Army begins its 2019 Red Kettle campaign on Friday and Saturday, November 22nd and 23rd. The campaign continues for 4 more weekends, with one exception. The drive will move to Tuesday and Wednesday, November 26th and 27th, for Thanksgiving week. Kettles are at Orlando Brothers Golden Dawn in Conneaut and Tony O's in North Kingsville. The Salvation Army helps clients with food, utilities, and emergency needs. Only money donated in Conneaut stays in Conneaut. New this year to the Red Kettle campaign are phone donations using 2 phone apps. Full information is available at the Red Kettle sites. Red Kettle is always looking for volunteers. If you would like to sign up to ring the bell for an hour or more during the holiday season, call Claire Lundgren at the Conneaut Human Resources Center at 593-5273. Incoming events, Kingsville Public Library's Based on the Book movie this month is Framing John DeLorean, shown at 1 p.m. Thursday, November 21st at the CIMAC Welcome Center. Movie and popcorn are free. Kingsville Public Library has opened bidding for its Trim a Tree silent auction of trees and craft items. The bidding will end on Friday, December 13th at the library's holiday party, 6 to 7 p.m. at the CIMAC Welcome Center. The Conneaut Area Historical Society will meet 7 p.m. Tuesday, November 26th at Villa at the Lake, 48 Parish Road. Kingsville Public Library Executive Director Mariana Branch will present her popular program on the Ashtabula County Infirmary, now the Ashtabula County Nursing Home. The program is free and all are welcome. Kingsville Public Library will show Angry Birds 2, rated PG, at 4 p.m. Wednesday, November 27th at the CIMAC Welcome Center. Movie and popcorn are always free. The Conneaut Music Boosters are hosting a holiday craft fair from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday, November 30th at the New Leaf Event Center, 110 Gateway Avenue. The Seniors Together Craft Fair at the Conneaut Human Resources Center at 327 Mill Street is 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday, December 7th. And as you begin to decorate for the holidays, remember that the Conneaut Arts Center is accepting gently used holiday donations for its Christmas Treasures sale, which is 2 days this year. The sale hours are 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, December 7th and 8th, at the lower level of the Conneaut Arts Center at 1025 Buffalo Street. Admission is free. Tickets are on sale for the Conneaut Arts Center Dance Department's presentation of A Christmas Carol on stage at the Conneaut Arts Center at 7 p.m. December 6th, 7th, and 13th and 12:30 p.m. Saturday, December 14th. Tickets are $10 general admission, $7 seniors, and $5 children. Call 593-5888 for information. And the next produce distribution by the Cleveland Food Bank is 10 a.m. to noon on Monday, December 2nd at the Conneaut Human Resources Center at 327 Mill Street. That distribution is for Ohio residents only, and bring your own bag. The next indoor farmers market are noon to 3 p.m. December 1st and 15th at the Conneaut Human Resources Center, 327 Mill Street. Interested vendors may call Samantha McNutt at 593-5273. That's it this week in Conneaut. Until next week, this is Martha Sorahan saying so long.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Around the Town with Chuck. My name is Chuck Guglielmo, and today we are taping the show on Monday, November the 4th. And with me is Alex Pochowski, a big-time avid Browns fan and a fan of many other sports in the Cleveland area. Alex, thanks for coming on the day after another Browns loss.
You had to do it to me, Chuck. You had to do it to me.
So, where do we start? Where do we start with this ball club? First of all, let me start with this.
Okay.
I would bet, because I had you on before the season started.
Yeah.
That the Browns would be 2-6 today. What would you tell me?
I would have told you not 2-6. I would have listened to like a little bit of a bumpy record because the schedule.
Like a 4-4?
Yeah, like that, or even I would have listened to like 3-5, but a different 3-5. You know what I mean? Like competitive. But this is an absolute train. Like I would have said, there's no way that they start 2-6. Would have said no way possible, and yet here they are. The season's probably gone in November. Because I don't know if a team has ever even made the playoffs when they start 2-6. Like I heard the stat, like maybe one team a long time ago. The road's so difficult back through because Baltimore 6-2. I mean, they look deadly last night, thumping New England. And I'm talking playoffs. Like we can't even win a game. Like, we lost to a kid that never even took a snap yesterday. In the NFL.
You're talking Baltimore 6-2, and now you got Pittsburgh ahead of you. They're playing
they're
well.
They're 4-4. They find a way. You know, I mean, yeah, they should have lost yesterday. The kid shanked the kick. Unfortunate circumstances, but they still find a way. I mean, they're still competitive, and that all comes down to coaching. I
think you probably answered my next question. Alex, what have you seen from the team that has made them go to? What's the reason they're 2-6?
I just don't like. It's a lot of things, but every single week they don't seem prepared to play. They do not seem the game plan's wrong every week.
That's got to be coaching.
Yeah,
right?
It comes like it's not just. I don't want to put. Listen, I'm not sitting here saying I want to put all the responsibility on Freddie Kitchens. But it's 85% on him. The players need to be held accountable of some sort because of the talent that's on that team. Like, where's your big money guy, Sheldon Richardson? Where's Olivier Vernon? Now, is it all coaching? Are the game plans? Like, yesterday, I only seen him blitz a couple times. You're playing a kid that's never started before. Like, why isn't that in the game plan to make that hard on him? I don't care how good he is. It's your first NFL start. Like, the kid, you've seen it. I mean, you've seen him the one time they brought pressure. He's running around, there ain't nobody there, backing away in the pocket. Now, he played a great game, but Denver simplified things for him, made the plays easy, ran the ball, got him in second and short, third and short. And, like, it's just every single week we're not prepared to play. Like, at the end of the game, they get the fourth, like, prime example, not to jump way ahead to it, but just like the being unprepared part, the end of the game, 4th and 4, or whatever it was, we had a timeout left, right? There's 3:30.
I believe so.
Freddie
they
doesn't-
took the timeout.
I know,
when
but
it was 4th and 4.
But Freddie doesn't get the play call in. You shouldn't call a timeout there. Get the play in. If you don't get it, now you got a timeout, 2-minute warning. I'm just saying, you stop, you get the ball back. You handcuff yourself. They're just it's a mess. Like, that's the easiest way to put it. It's an absolute train wreck mess.
And it doesn't look like they're going to get out of it anytime soon. I don't care what the schedule looks like. It just doesn't. Right now, they can't beat anybody.
No, they're a mess, man. Now you got the Whitehead kid got cut today for
I
fighting
see
with the
that.
report. I mean, saying
another report is the same report.
he threatened to kill somebody. Like, what are the Browns supposed to do? You know,
The player did?
Yeah, he threatened to kill him. I won't forget who it was. Dustin Fox, I think it was.
Of 92.3.
Yeah, like he threatened. It was either he threatened to literally kill somebody. Like, that's what the tweet says. I mean, it's point blank. It's probably been deleted since then. But
Well, has Baker had his press conference with Tony Grossi yet today?
That'll be fine.
I can't wait for this one. I meant to tape the show, but I forgot.
I don't. It's a mess. Like, it's an absolute train wreck.
Alex, let's talk a little bit about the Denver game yesterday. Of course, you say going in unprepared.
Yeah.
You've mentioned that 4th and 4 late in the game there. It was a little over 2 minutes, I guess there was left.
when they drove down the field.
And
yeah.
he threw to Callaway. I couldn't tell right away if that was catchable or not. Could you remember if that was catchable?
So though to the play at the end of the game
To Callaway there, the 4th and 4.
No, he threw. It was to Landry. Landry.
Oh, it's not Callaway.
No,
Okay.
Landry was in double coverage. I mean, yeah, he was open. The problem is Beckham had single coverage and smoked this guy and had a touchdown. And
That's what I was going to get to.
he never looked over there after he just made 2 big plays. Like, I don't know why. I don't know. I know
Is
it's,
Baker, in your eyes, is he having problems seeing the whole field, do you think?
I don't. I just think it's like. I think it's a little bit of everything. I think it's pressure. I think, like, you seen it yesterday. Like, and then all of a sudden they start playing desperate at the end. Then they start, you know what I mean? Like, they just can't finish. They walked the ball up and down the field yesterday for the most part.
Yeah.
Settle for 4 field goals.
Yeah. Just one of those. If one of those could have been a touchdown, it's a different story.
It's 3rd and 1. I don't understand this 3rd and 1 and just taking Chubb out of the game. And
Well, you're getting your questions ahead of me. That was going to be my next question.
I didn't understand. It was before the 4th. They were 3rd and 1 at the end of the game, and they ran that. They come out and goal line set.
Did you watch the 5th quarter after the game?
No. What they have to say?
Talking about that 3rd 1 play.
To get you in the 3rd and 1.
They
come out
said
and
the
do it.
Browns probably thought because Chubb had ran the play before that he was tired.
I don't care. They got 1 yard to try to win the game.
Oh my goodness, Alex.
They can't get the ball to Beckham. They do get the ball to Beckham. Look what he does. He ignited them yesterday. They were dead, and he made 2 big plays to keep them in the game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not fully.
And what a move he had.
Yeah, I'm not defending. I'm not like fully defending or saying like, you know, he. But look, they finally get him the ball. Look what happened. It's like I don't know. It's a mess.
Does it seem to you when the Browns do get a big touchdown, like that gets them close into a game, or maybe even puts them ahead of the game? Then all of a sudden, on the next defensive series, there's a big game.
They went, that stuff yesterday was all, this comes back to coaching again too. I don't know this for a fact because I'm not like I'm not football guru guy. Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know defensive schemes and stuff because I don't. But those running plays, from what I've seen, look like copycats of what the Niners did to us, and that's all comes back. Those zone read runs, just gashing the defense. That Philip Dorsett kid, he run for 2 big plays, 2 huge runs yesterday, and gashed him. One of them for a touchdown, right? Didn't he take one of them for a touchdown? Mm-hmm. Like those zone read runs right up the middle that they got burned in the Niners game, and like that's not corrected as coaching. This tackling. Not the pile on the Whitehead kid, but like the tackling. Like, how do you not tackle these
3
guys?
missed tackles on the one side.
Yeah, for a touchdown.
They're not grabbing their legs.
I don't know. It cost you the game. The game I put on the defense yesterday because there's no excuse. Whether the coaches put them in a bad position to win the game or you shouldn't lose to a kid that hasn't started an NFL game with that much talent. I mean, look like Joe Montana out there.
If you look at their opponents down the rest of the way, there's going to be a lot of second-string quarterbacks going up against the Cleveland Browns.
I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday. They got Buffalo coming in. Buffalo looks good. I don't know. The problem is, like, even if that's what's going to leave them. Like, let's say they get on a roll. I mean, they got 3 home games. Listen, in the NFL, you go home, you play better. But, like, their grave is dug so deep right now. Like, so what if they run the table? Like, the fan base is still going to be mad. You know what I mean? It's just...
What are they saying? 5 of their first 8 games have been on the road?
Yeah.
Well, they're not exactly lighting it up at home either. 0-3.
0-3, not doing what you're supposed to do. And you had 2 games that you let... Actually, honestly, I could argue, even though it ended up being a blowout, you had 3 games that you let get away at home. All 3 of them should
Seattle, one of them.
Yep, the Rams. And
Rams was another
You had
one.
Tennessee on the hook, too. They were right in that till the fourth quarter. I mean, they just... It's a mess.
That's true. I know. You look at
They were right. They were right.
Yeah, the 30 points just doesn't seem.
You were watching. It was right. It was neck and neck till the start of the fourth quarter, and then he threw them interceptions at the end for when it got out of hand, forcing it. You know, I mean, that game was there for the taking too.
Yeah. What I hear more now than I've ever heard before is if your team is good and they're winning games, it's because your schedule was weak. If your team was the other way around, you're not winning games, it's because, well, we play a rough schedule. Now, I'm putting Conneaut Spartans in there on one end, and I'm putting the Cleveland Browns in there on the other end.
Yeah.
Why am I hearing so much about strength of schedule in all levels of sports than I've ever heard before?
I don't know. The computers and everything. I feel really, really bad for Conneaut. The kids, it's out of their control.
You got a 6-4 team that went to the playoffs. Conneaut's 9-1, sitting at home.
And then I was talking to a good friend of mine, like Dave. I was talking to Dave Salampa, who follows it quite a bit, and he was saying how, like, if Conneaut was in Perry's region, they would have got in, and, like, there's so many things, like, they were in a really, really difficult. It's all like, I looked at it and learned it a little bit. Like, what really hurt Conneaut was their second, like they call them their second. That second tier points, like their second tier points.
What does that mean? The second
that's
tier?
like the division. That would be like us playing. Is Lakeside Division 2 in football? What are they?
Division 2, yes.
So like if like playing up at your schedule, like say Conneaut would have played Lakeside. Like this is how this is confusing. Say Conneaut would have played Lakeside and beat them. They probably, if Lakeside would have been on the schedule this year, Conneaut probably would have gotten to the playoffs. Just if Lakeside was changed, like. Say we played Lakeside instead of East Palestine, and this is not anyone's fault. I'm just saying the way the computer rankings are, because Conneaut's D4 playing D2, so it counts as more points.
What do you mean this is nobody's fault?
Like no, I'm saying like nobody's like you can't help who the schedule is, who you play. You know what I mean? Like you're playing who's in front of you.
That's what I always thought until people come out and tell me, yeah, there's someone who makes out the schedule that doesn't add the good teams.
I know that, but you can't go scheduling like. We can't go scheduling all these upper Cleveland teams and then get drilled. Like, you just can't, like, try wishing that you'd get into the playoffs. You can't do that. You have a group of kids that are one of the best, I don't want to say best Conneaut teams because there's a lot of really good ones, but you have one of the better Conneaut teams of all time. You know what I mean?
Well, they beat Wilmington and they're in the playoff, right?
Yeah, that's true.
There was a ton of points right there.
Oh, they would have got in. Absolutely. But you got to have some room for error. Let's be real. You know what I mean?
Playing these Pennsylvania schools, Alex, did that hurt them this year?
Yes, because they didn't win hardly any games, and you get no help from them.
Well, Iroquois, Seneca.
I know, but you
didn't win any games.
Yeah,
did they?
and that's all level. Like they call that level 1 points or something. Like there's like 3 levels of points in this computer. Have you looked at them? Did you look at the?
I look at them, but I'm not sure I understand it all that much.
It's like it's all those level. That's like what I knew. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to discourage anybody, but like I looked 2 weeks before the season was over and I knew they were up against it. You know what I mean? They needed a lot of help. They even got help. They got Edgewood to beat Lakeside. Like that helped them, but they needed other things to go right and they didn't. And it's unfortunate. I feel for the kids. I feel for the coaching staff, but they got nothing to be ashamed of. They went 9-1 and one of the best teams
best since 1985.
Yeah, they can't hold their head and be discouraged. It's out of their control. They won 9-1. You know what I mean? They did what they did, and it was in the hands of the computers, and it just didn't go our way.
How badly did Tyler take it?
They took. I mean, I haven't seen all the kids, but they're bummed because like if you are competitive, and I've never really experienced this or been on a team like this, so I really can't even speak for them, but just my guess is when they're riding such a high like that, like they feel like deprived because they would, you know how things happen, like they would want that shot in a playoff game to see. I mean, they were rolling, you know what I mean, playing. It's too bad that they couldn't have lined up and played Wilmington this time of year, because I think it would have been more interesting.
You seem to know a lot about it, Alex, but margin of victory, do you get any points from that?
So that's what's weird. It doesn't really matter in high school.
It does not matter. At one time, I used to think that did matter.
Yeah, it doesn't, because I asked this Dave Salampa, he's really into it, and he knows about it, and he told me that it's all about, you get it, like I'm telling you, had Lakeside been on the schedule, or had Geneva been on the schedule, and you beat them, like, you're probably in at 9-1, because that carries. You have a D4. The way that he explained it to me, you have a D4 school, Division 4, beating a Division 2. You're playing up. That's Division 2, and the way that that's weighted in the computers is like that's weighted heavy. Like those are big time points that you get. Division 4 beating the Division 2 school, like that's big time points. Mm-hmm. And it just hurts. Like it's unfortunate. It's
different than high school basketball where everybody gets in.
Yeah, you get in and get a crack at it.
Is there any way football can do that, or is it impossible?
I don't know, because it's the season. Like for instance, like it's really really tough because I ref high school basketball, and that's starting right now, right away. And like these kids are still playing football. Like there's like we end up picking up a lot of late scrimmages. Because basketball coaches, they're kids that play football too. They're still in the playoffs and stuff like that. And then you get into if you make a big run in the state football playoffs, like basketball season starts immediately when it's over. I mean, games start, practices, scrimmages. So like they pick up extra scrimmages because their kids haven't even picked up a basketball. You know, they're not practicing basketball when they're in the middle of a football run. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if you could put everybody in. You know what I mean? I don't know if it would be possible or not. Probably not, would be my guess.
Mm-hmm. Alex, you did your best. You got me off of the Browns, but I'm going right back to the Browns now.
That's fine. That's fine with me. I knew the Conneaut thing was I knew you'd be discouraged.
I argue with somebody all the time. You know who it is.
Your son.
He keeps telling me, you wait till we get to the easier point of the schedule.
Yeah.
Baltimore's going to get a brutal schedule. We're going to get an easier schedule. And I says, first of all, I said, easier schedule. The Browns are right there with those teams with a record of 2-5.
Yeah.
What do you mean they're getting an easier schedule? And Baltimore has beaten Seattle and New England, two powers already.
But that's because we're such big fans.
Well, I'm a fan too.
I said the same thing.
I'm a fan too.
I was at a party yesterday at the Eaton, like with the eye pumping. We're winning now. We're winning now. We're winning now. 11-5.
When did you think last night's game was over?
Right when they went down 14-3.
That early?
Yeah, done.
With all that offensive firepower.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
One game we saw it.
Yeah, against Baltimore.
Of all teams.
I just they got punched right in the mouth, and that comes back to not be. It's like every single week, man, they fall about. That's the other thing too. Like, one of the two games that they produced, like they jumped out in front, the Jets and the Ravens. Every other game they've fallen behind. Well, no, I'm wrong. Seattle game they jumped out.
Yeah, Tennessee they jumped out.
And they jumped out there too, and they just didn't finish. But like these slow starts recently, the Niners, the Broncos, they can't overcome. I don't know. It's a mess. I don't know. It's
you look at Baker Mayfield's statistics yesterday, and they're good statistics.
Yeah,
but they weren't good in the clutch.
Yeah.
What's the problem from the 20-yard line to the end zone throwing the ball?
I don't know if it's play calling. I don't know if it's handcuffing them. See, the one thing in the NFL that a lot of people like, or in any football, when you get inside the 20, it gets hard to score. I don't care who you're playing because it tightens up and the talent's so good. So it really comes down to executing. And they just have not done a good job on it. Well, they walked the ball up like 4 times yesterday. They walked the ball inside the 30, 20-yard line, and then they can't move it. It just stalls, and we're kicking field goals. And you can't win in the NFL kicking field goals, especially on the road. You really put yourself up against it. And it cost them yesterday.
Two studs on the team out of uniform yesterday with their shoes. Alex, what's up with this?
I know. I'm the wrong person to ask about this.
Why, you're in with that?
I feel like they should be allowed to do what they want. It's a joke. I get
the rules are rules.
I know, but come
You're
on.
a referee.
I know, but it's the NFL, man. Like, let these guys have. I don't know. I guess I'm wrong because I'm younger. It's looked at differently. They want to. It's look at me. That's how it is, man. Like but like, see, what I don't like is like Odell will take, like, during pregame warm-ups, like he'll take a special pair of shoes off and give it to kids in the stand and stuff like that. And like the NFL doesn't say that. They don't talk them up for doing that. It's just they want to bash them. Like, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna pick on them, like, why don't you didn't see him give the pair of $1,000 cleats to some kid in the fan, some opposing fan. Like, listen, I get where you're coming from because it's about winning and they're not, and it is a distraction and everything, but like, I don't know, man. I get rules are rules and stuff like that, but at some point it is picking on them. I mean, the guys are in the NFL, like, they should be allowed to wear certain cleats. I don't know, unless I'm not for wearing like some derogatory cleat or something, like leaving a bad message to kids or something like that, but like something with fun, like a joke or like Halloween, like cleats, like to have fun because of the season. I hate that the NFL told, like, this is another thing, whatever, they broke the rule. Well, the NFL's telling them in the middle of the game. Tell them after the game and find, why are you notifying them during the game, like, to change their cleats?
Doesn't the coach know the rule though?
Probably, but it's all there's rules violations everywhere in the NFL. It's not just us. They happen to every team. We're getting talked about because it's Odell, and he's one of the best wide receivers in the league, and it's Cleveland, and we're the media hot button. Turn on any channel today, it's all about the Browns.
Well, they were good at one thing yesterday, Alex. Only 6 penalties. However, one of them was came at one of the most crucial times at roughing the passer.
Yeah, that's still the same thing.
What's causing all the penalties, Alex?
I don't know. They're undisciplined. The only thing, it's got to be coaching. I mean, that comes down to coaching.
All right, let's talk about that. All right, I saw this. I'm going to give this same survey one of these stations had on. You're saying, give me a percentage.
Yep.
How much fault are you putting on Freddie Kitchens? Percentage.
65.
Baker Mayfield.
20.
Dorsey.
15.
Haslam.
I'm over 100. I'm over 100.
Well,
I can't.
Kitchens won that, by the way.
I can't.
He was the one that got the most.
I can't. The player. It's. Man, like, this is such a debatable thing because I feel like Kitchens got put in a bad spot because, like, I'm telling you, and I truly believe this, like, if Mike McCarthy was coaching this team or any NFL veteran coach, I don't care if they'd been fired before they had any amount of it, like, and even a little bit of success in the NFL, with this group of guys with this much talent, like, they would be way better off than they were. Prime example. Throw New England's roster on the table. Throw Cleveland's roster on the table. Other than about 2 or 3 positions, Cleveland's roster is better. New England's better at quarterback, and probably those 2 kids in the secondary are better.
Those are the same words David would tell me.
Like, if you threw the Browns roster and New England's roster here, okay? The Browns are to it. You'd look at the rosters, forget the team names. You'd tell me that the Browns team was 6-2, or that the Browns team was, or New England's 8-1. You tell me that the Browns team's 8-1, and that the New England's roster is. You wouldn't say that bad, but you get the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
Then you throw the coaches, the New England's coaching staff and Cleveland's coaching staff, and now here we go.
But Alex, they say in the long run, talent wins out. It's not winning out
Not
here.
in the National Football League, though. It's different. The talent's too close.
What wins out? Chemistry?
Chemistry coming together. In the NFL, like, not to reference, like, not to throw gambling into this conversation, but it's to use it as an example. You look at gambling, you look at lines, like betting lines in the NFL games, they're all 14 points and under, 10 points. A huge NFL line is 13, 14 points. Mm-hmm. Okay, New England plays the worst team in the NFL, the line's probably 17 points. Okay? In college, it's 50.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I know exactly.
So the talent is, for instance, like the Dolphins won yesterday. Any NFL team can beat. The Browns beat Baltimore this year. Okay, they beat them. Like Baltimore's rolling right now. They rolled New England last night. It comes down to coaching.
I don't think they've lost since they lost to Cleveland.
They haven't. No.
Yeah.
No.
So they've won 4 in a row. We've lost 4 in a row.
It's coaching and chemistry, and I was a fool for this thinking that we'd run.
Well, all of us, I mean, of course, David knows a lot more than I do about the Browns, but he had me all fired up for this year.
Well, I know. It's like the team that the Cavs get ripped from us. I can't, I know you're a huge Indians fan, but like I can't, my thing with the Indians is I can't ever get behind them because we just don't have the money to compete with these other teams. Like, we just don't. I understand that they've been relevant, they've been close. I love my tribe, but like, I don't know. I just don't ever get up on them because we don't have the money.
Before the Browns season started this year, give me one thing you were a little bit worried about.
The Browns?
Yeah.
Injuries.
Okay, I was worried about the kicking game. That's turned out to be number one on the team.
Our special teams have been the best part. The kids hasn't missed a field goal, and the punter's probably arguably the top 2-3 punter in the
hasn't
league.
even had a chance to try to kick a winning field goal yet.
No. Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
What are you seeing when Buffalo coming into town?
I don't know.
Buffalo plays good defense, but they don't score much.
They'll start. Knowing us, now that we're probably out of it, they'll put it together and probably win about 5 straight. They have 3 winners. They're going home. That's why yesterday.
Whoa. Did you say probably win 5 straight?
No, I'm saying like that would be our luck. That would be our luck now that they've dug themselves such a grave like this. I'm not saying they're going to. I'm saying it would be our luck that they'd win 5.
Well, let's see. They've got, 6 losses. So if they win out, they can have 10 wins. That's still good enough for playoffs?
Nah, probably not the way it looks. I don't.
Baltimore could win more than 10.
Baltimore's gonna win a division. Then, so you take four division winners and 2 wild cards, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, that's right.
So yeah, it's no. I don't know. Indy's 5-3 or 4-3.
Who? Indy?
The Colts. What are they?
5-3.
They're 5-3 after yesterday.
Yep.
And
That's
then
a tough
I was just
division.
looking at the standings.
Yeah, now the Chargers are winning.
Yeah, they'll reign in
the Bills are.
There's a lot of Buffaloes. Yeah, but like Buffalo would be a wild because Buffalo's in the division with New England, right?
Yeah.
So
it's division or bust for Cleveland.
Well, yeah, the wild card would be tough.
And now they've got 2 teams to jump over.
I don't know.
They've got 3 games against those 2 teams.
Pittsburgh doesn't. I don't know. I can't get behind.
What? You're going to say Pittsburgh doesn't scare you?
I'm saying they won the division. I don't know. I
think they're a better team than the Browns right now.
Well, anyone's better than us.
They're 4-4. I think they're better. I think their offensive line is good. I think Rudolph is better than Mayfield right now. What's his name? Rudolph? I think he's better than Mayfield right now.
I don't know. I'm too big of a Browns homer.
Believe me, I don't like the Steelers. I don't like the Steelers. But...
Oh man, Chuck, I yesterday couldn't do it anymore. I was ready to sell my tickets and everything.
That's right. You'll be going now to the next 3 games.
I don't know if I want to go.
You don't?
I'll be there. Because what's today? Monday. By about Wednesday, I'll be thinking we're gonna win by 3 touchdowns. And
you'll have a Sunday, a Thursday night, and then a Sunday again.
Yeah,
3 home games: Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and Miami.
It'll be a wild atmosphere Sunday because Buffalo's close and their team's rolling
and then Pittsburgh, of course.
Well, but I'm just saying
they'll fill up half the stadium.
There'll be a lot of Buffalo fans there. Well, yeah, that's the other sad thing that you're going to see. Like, there's going to be a lot of Browns fans that are going to sell their tickets this week.
Yeah.
And it's been 95% Browns fans at they've had 3 home games because you know what I mean. Like it won't be. It'll go back to like last year. There'll be 20-25% Buffalo fans in that stadium.
Do you think some of the fans are going to start booing Baker if he doesn't pick up the pace?
The boo birds will be outside. If they don't win,
it'll be at him.
It'll be at the whole team. Freddie's. If they lay, I'm gonna tell you right now. This is
what I want to hear. That's why you're out around the town.
Put me on the record right now. If they come lay an egg in that Buffalo game at home, I don't know if they have to win it. But if they lay an egg and get drilled or something, he's gone Monday morning.
I can't see them getting drilled because Buffalo doesn't score much.
I'm just saying, if they don't, or if they lose, actually, if they lose 2 of these 3 home games, he is gone.
You don't think he finishes out the year?
The fan base isn't gonna. They're gonna put so much pressure. They was ready to crack today on all the shows.
Who's gonna be the coach?
I have no idea. Probably go try to ask McCarthy, but there's still bad blood there between him and Dorsey.
Probably one of the assistants would finish out the year. You think? Defensive coordinator. What's his name?
I don't know who they.
What's his name? Begins with an S. What's that guy's name? The coach.
Hold on.
Stokes. Yeah, something like that.
They got me so flustered.
Well, Alex, you're an avid Cleveland Browns fan.
Yeah.
You like the Cleveland Cavaliers. You like the Cleveland Indians, but you're not as avid of a fan of those teams. You went on Sunrise Live the other day with me and said the Cleveland Cavaliers stink.
They do.
They have as many wins as the Browns do in less games played.
I know, but this guy, you watch. They got drilled last night, and that train's coming. Schedule toughens up. You know it. They stink.
The Browns have won 9 and lost 40 in their last 40 games. Games. Did you know that?
We stink too. I'm surprised it's not worse than that because I go to half of them. We don't ever win. I drive home and we don't ever win. I ain't win the last time.
When's the last time you did win at the stadium? With you there?
Who was the last home game last year? The Bengals? Who was their last home win last year?
I thought it was Baltimore, but I'm not positive.
No. They did beat Baltimore at home because they split with them last year, right?
They seem to split with Baltimore every year.
Yeah.
You did see a win last year out of the... Oh, yeah, you saw 7 wins last year if you went to all the games.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So what do you mean you never see a win?
I know, but you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying. They always lose. They just lost.
Alex said the Cleveland Cavaliers stink.
They do.
Those were your words on Sunrise
I got
Live.
some more news for you that you're not going to... The Cleveland Indians are going to stink next year.
Why do you say that?
Because they are. Kluber's arm's going to fall off.
They just gave him $17.5 million. You said the Dolans don't
They
want to
should have
spend
given
money.
the $17.5 million to somebody else because he ain't worth it.
This was supposed to be all football, folks.
Well, I know his hot buttons at Tribe, and Lindor's getting traded.
Yay!
We're pumped about that. We won't get equal value.
He's got a Golden Glove. Come on.
Yeah, I know. Him and Roberto Perez.
Well, yes, I agree with Roberto Perez getting it.
What, you think the Tribe's going to be good next year?
I think their pitching makes them a contender.
How can you... Kluber's going to get hurt his first start.
So, you've got a lot of other... They've got 9 people that can start.
Clevenger.
Matter of fact, I'd start him on opening day right now.
Justin Bieber.
He pitched game 2.
Shane Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
I call him...
Shane Bieber.
We call him Justin Bieber.
Who's we?
Your son and all of those.
You got... Clevenger would be my number 1.
Yep.
Bieber would be 2.
Yep.
Carrasco or Kluber would be 3 and 4.
I can't trust either one.
Well, they're going to be a 3 or... How many teams in Major League Baseball would wish they had Kluber and Carrasco?
I don't know, because I think Kluber's...
You think the poor Detroit Tigers wish they would have them?
The problem is I think Kluber's done.
What is he, 33?
I just think his arm is jello.
Yeah, but this whole year off without pitching?
I know, but he's hurt.
2-time Cy Young Award?
I hope I'm wrong. There's nobody more. I hope I'm wrong. I love the Tribe.
I know you do. I know you do.
The offense is off.
I know you do. And Alex, I enjoy this. I enjoy you.
Who's playing right field?
Well, I heard today that they don't rule out Yasiel Puig.
Now, see, if they keep my boy, I'm on board.
You like him.
I love him.
He hit 2 home runs for you in 2 months.
I don't care. He was batting about 270, getting base hits. I don't forget the home runs. He played all right. You know it. You just wanted the power.
I expected him to get
home
runs.
He was half the lineup, though.
The way home runs were hit this year, Alex, you could have probably hit a couple.
Well, they got the ball juice to try to get interest.
That will change.
You
I think that's changing next year.
I don't think so.
I think they're it's not Major League Baseball that got him juiced. It was the manufacturer who juiced him.
I think they're going to juice him even more.
Do you really think so?
They want kids. They're losing. You can't. They're losing interest in it.
I'm going to say they're losing kids. Is what you were going to say.
Their problem is like they don't have. That league struggles with kids my age watching the game.
Well, it struggles because every postseason World Series game went about 4 hours long.
Yeah, see, I don't... But
9-10 different pitchers in a game.
I don't know. It's a mess. It's the Tribe's a mess. The MLB's got problems on their hands.
But anyway, I think the Indians can, I'm not saying they're gonna win it. I'm
No.
saying they can contend just because of that pitching staff.
I can't. Yeah, if you have pitching, you're in it. But I just the offense. Let's say
What makes you think they're not gonna improve the offense?
Because
They're finally getting rid of the guy you wanted to get rid of 5 years ago, and Jason Kipnis.
Oh, he stinks.
Yeah, well, they're getting rid of him.
Good.
So there, you gotta like that.
He can go. I wouldn't pick him up on my softball team down at the park.
You did like him though before, didn't you?
Yeah, when he was producing.
Oh,
he's a
I
bum.
see. You're one of those guys. You gotta
Who's gonna play left field?
Who played it this year? Oh, quickly I forget. I only sit and watch every game, right, Pat?
Mercado.
Oh, Mercado went to center field though. He's gonna be your center field.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying. I was running it through my head. Mercado.
Greg Allen played some left field.
Yeah.
They had 3 or 4 different left fielders. Now, there's one thing I will criticize the Cleveland Indians about: not re-signing Michael Brantley.
Yeah, they just couldn't.
I will criticize them there. I think they could have went the extra $4 or $5 million or whatever it was. I will criticize them there.
I don't know who's going to play second. Is Carlos going to play? Who's going to play third?
I'm going to say Jose Ramirez is going to second base, and you're going to get Mike Moustakas.
You lost. They're not going to pay him.
Milwaukee just said he just opted out.
But who you think we're going to pay him?
What's he making? 10, 12 million? You can afford that. The way you people pack Progressive Field, you can afford that.
Yeah, we pack it all right. About 15,000 there.
Grew about 1,700,000 this year. That was only 200,000 less than the year before.
Well, people go to the game in the summertime, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Here's a team that has won division after division after division, except this year.
Yeah.
And then you got your Browns, who can go 0-16.
I know,
and
but
who's drawing more people?
But it's a Browns. It's just the way it is. You know that. That's what I mean. If they ever do win, look out.
If whoever does
the
win.
Browns.
Oh yeah, that parade you saw for the Cavaliers will be tripled.
Yeah, probably even more than that. Probably 5 times.
There's no question they're the most popular team in Cleveland. Who's the second most popular team in Cleveland?
Right now?
Oh, you shouldn't even have to think.
It's the Tribe.
Yeah, you shouldn't even have to think about
it's
that.
Well, no. I just was. It's to making sure I didn't say something ridiculous.
What about if LeBron was here, though?
It'd be the Cavs.
The Browns would still beat out LeBron?
Yep.
You think so?
Yeah, this year they would, with the hype around them and the team around them. Yeah. Chuck, they lose. They've had losing season. The game's sold out every Sunday. Stadium's packed every Sunday. Everyone goes down.
Yeah, even though you see those empty seats, I mean,
the tickets are sold.
Yeah,
yes.
the tickets are sold.
Yep, they're gone. They're sold.
High school basketball season coming up, Alex. Have you had? I think you told me last time I had you on Sunrise Live that you were getting ready to go to some meetings. About any
meetings.
different rule changes coming up?
Nothing out of the. Or I have a meeting Thursday. I'll be able to. The next time I see you, I'll let you know. I'll be able to. I got a meeting Thursday, and I'll find out if anything's different.
And you will be doing just strictly a varsity schedule this year?
No, I still have JV, and I still have some JV.
Have you ever? I think you did tell me you have a JV and a varsity on the same night.
I had to one time to cover for somebody.
I think that was Lakeside or maybe.
Yeah, it happens sometimes if an emergency comes up or somebody can't make it. Yeah, you can fill in.
Mm-hmm. I know a couple of these questions might be repetitive because I asked you
No,
that
you're
on
fine.
Sunrise Live, but that's a different audience.
Yeah.
The high school basketball games today, Alex, how do they compare to when you played? And you're not that far removed. What, 10 years?
So what I see in this isn't a shot at anybody, but the talent's fallen off, in my opinion, from when I used to play. The teams aren't as good. The kids aren't as good. Everywhere in this area, I feel like the talent's fallen off.
Just in that sport?
I think in every sport, from what I see, I think that it's fallen off. From that's my opinion. That's how I look at it from reffing the games.
With a few exceptions, like that Edgewood Boys basketball
Yeah,
team.
they were.
The Conneaut football team.
Yeah, there's always exceptions, but I'm saying overall, I think that it's fallen off. In this area, I don't, and it's
Why
not,
in this area?
I don't know. I couldn't answer it for anywhere because I'm not everywhere else.
Yeah.
So it's hard to, you know what I mean? Like that's.
I'm just going to look at it because I follow
I'm not.
Connie, as
I'm
you
not
know.
saying that they're not. The teams are. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm not saying that people are bad. Kids still have a lot of talent. Like I'm just saying, I think from comparing it to 10 years ago to now that it's dropped off, and I think that's because of social media, because of video games, because of. There's so much more to do nowadays. Like, I just think that it's...
Do you know John Kemp? He's a sports writer for the Lake County News Herald. He used to write sports for the...
The name's familiar.
I asked him that question. We were going back and forth on Facebook, but we were talking more about football. And he says one of the reasons, he had multiple reasons, but I'll only say one of them, is when Ashtabula and Harbor consolidated.
Yeah.
When Ashtabula, it's now not, he loves the building of Lakeside, but he says it's in a bad location because the kids were able to walk to Harbor and walk to Ashtabula to go into the weight rooms.
Yeah.
He says that is one of his reasons why.
Yeah, I the thing is though, I just think it's more like the kids. There's just so much more to do nowadays, and I think that really like. I mean, there's just so much more to do. Kids are playing more sports. There's just so much more. It's not, I don't know, man. Like, kids would rather go sit inside and play Fortnite than go practice. I'm telling you, like, it's just, kids don't work.
Yeah.
And you develop good teams by working in the off season and stuff. And this isn't go for everybody because there are kids that dedicate time and there are kids that get better. But the majority, I would say, don't. You know what I mean? That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They don't put in the time that it requires to get really good.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody, but majority.
You know, because you're a referee now, the Major League Baseball umpires are taking a lot of heat, especially the guy behind home plate.
Yeah.
The NFL officials are taking a lot of heat because they consistently are throwing a flag, it seems like every other play. The NBA takes the heat because they call ticky-tack fouls and then they don't call the real fouls.
Yeah.
On a high school level, are you guys taking the heat?
Yeah, I try to be consistent. My biggest thing is I just try to be consistent. If I'm gonna call it at one end, I'm calling it the other. And if I'm gonna call a game, a lot depends on like who's playing. I don't go into this like this, but if I can pick up how a game's gonna be within the first. This is just something I was taught by guys that worked with me. Mm-hmm. You can tell right away how the game, for the most part, how the game's gonna go, physical or not. If it's too physical. If it's too, like one of the better Kenny McLean out of Cleveland, spent a lot of time with me. He's one of the best officials around. If there's a big game, he's on it. He was a huge help to me going through my classes and everything. The referees need to, like in basketball, you make your presence felt early. And it can, how many times, I'll give you an example. You watch a lot of sports, right, Chuck? Have you watched stuff go on early on in a game and it wasn't dealt with, right?
Right.
It wasn't dealt with properly.
And then it
what
explodes.
What happened?
It explodes.
It explodes. Yeah. If it gets dealt with right away, it's controlled, and then we have a smooth run. But if you let it go, 90% of the time, it's going to explode into something that you don't need to have. You have to establish it. But if a crew doesn't and they expose themselves, then you're going to have a heat. Then the heat comes because now why are you calling it here and we didn't call it earlier? Or why is it getting called down here and not getting called down here?
Or why are you calling it in the World Series and you didn't call it all regular season long about the play at first base?
I know.
What's your thoughts on that one?
I don't know.
Why are you calling it in Game 6 of the World Series if you're not going to call it all year long?
I don't know, man. I defend them because officiating is very, very difficult.
Oh, I wouldn't want the job.
It's hard.
Especially the basketball. I mean,
it's judgment calls.
No matter what call you make, you know one team's going to be mad at you.
Oh, yeah,
right?
50% of the gym's mad at you.
No, they're going to be mad at you.
Yeah.
Alex, but what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. We hear a lot about fan behavior, too.
Yeah.
Are you noticing fan behavior starting to get worse on the high school scene?
I don't know. I haven't really had any, problems with it, me personally, but parents get rowdy. I mean, it's a part of the nature of it. I get yelled at. Everybody who officiates get yelled at. It hasn't been a problem with me, but it's been problems. I mean, yeah, it's worse than it's been probably, but that's been a problem forever.
You take a game home with you?
No, see, that's the thing. I have, but you're not supposed to.
When you when you took it home with you, is it because you thought you made a bad call?
Yeah. And and it's got to go because I don't care, the best official in the world has blown a call. The guys in the NBA, they all have.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I've never, thankfully, knock on wood, I've never like had a call to where I blew, you know what I mean? Like costed, have I blown calls? Absolutely, I've blown calls.
Will you tell the coach I missed that call?
Yep. 90% of the time they appreciate it. It's better than just saying, Coach, I don't know. I say, Coach, I nonchalantly say, Coach, I missed it.
Will you tell a player you missed the call?
No.
What's the difference?
Because I respect, in high school, in the NBA, yeah.
No, I'm talking high school.
High school.
No.
Because it then gives them, you're not really supposed to like, I don't know. I interact with players, but you can't like, I don't know, it's different. Like the coach I respect the coach. Like that's who I'm dealing with. Now, I'll talk to the speaking captain of the team because that's the only one supposed to be talking to us. Mm-hmm. If some kid asked me, if he asked me nonchalant, I'd probably tell him like I missed it, you know what I mean? But you gotta be like weary of how you do that because it could lead to problems. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Technical fouls. Yep. Have you given any out?
Yes.
Was any of it for uniforms? I've seen an incident where somebody had jewelry on.
All right, I'm speaking truthfully. I normally have my partner do it because I don't like being the bad guy. I'll have them initiate it.
You mean if you see it?
Yeah, like I'll tell. Normally, if it's beforehand, we address it. We address that in the meeting beforehand. You know what I mean? Now, if they come out with it after I told them, yeah, I'm dinging them because I have to. Me personally, as a young kid, I get it. They want to be cool and everything. Like, I'll give them as much rope as they're allowed. But at the same time, I can't break the rules that are in there. Because
nobody says anything about it.
And, like, I just don't catch it? Or
nobody's saying anything about it, so you're not going to do anything about it.
No, well, I can still get in a lot of trouble for that. Because it's one of the big things, like, with girls, you got to watch earrings, their hair, like, because girls, like, their hair ties, like, it can cause, I've watched it before, a girl didn't take out her hair tie, we never caught it, we cut her head wide open because of it, because there was a collision, you know what I mean, like, cut her head wide open.
Do you notice a difference refereeing a girls' game versus a boys' game?
Oh, yeah, girls hate each other.
You know, I watch some girls' game. I get that impression too.
Chuck, if you knew what was said on the court, you'd be like.
I get that impression too. That doesn't surprise me.
They hate one another.
Really?
Yes.
That badly.
They dislike.
Or the boys don't seem to.
No, boys is I don't listen. I'm not saying everybody.
Right.
But I'm saying I see girls are like vicious. I mean, they it's mean. They don't like one another, especially if the team's losing. Jump balls, like with girls, when they're fighting for the ball, those get, like, you gotta get them held ball situations, you gotta get them broken up real quickly. Girls, one thing with girls fall down a lot more than guys. Not that it's anyone's fault, but they fall a lot. Mm-hmm. They just do, because they're battling competitively, and they might fall on their own, and that's leads to the parents getting all fired up because they want fouls.
Have you had to throw anybody out?
I haven't. My partner has in a game before, though. And it wasn't. They weren't mad at us. There was fans arguing in this. There was parents fighting with each other, and it led to a big commotion. We just asked the athletic director. Like, this wasn't at us. It wasn't even at. It wasn't due to like stuff going. It wasn't the officiating. Like, they weren't yelling at us about calls. It was something. Some kids were arguing and the parents got into it, and I just told the athletic director, like, can you take that, like, we're not continuing this game until this is, because it's like a risk.
Right.
You know
Just a couple more things for you, Alex.
Absolutely.
Let's say you're doing a Conneaut versus Pymatuning Valley game, boys basketball.
Yep.
And you had an issue with one of the teams.
Yep.
Just with one of the teams. I mean, a big time issue.
Yeah.
And then you look at your schedule and you see, they're the next team I got to do. Will you ask to not do it, or can you ask to not do it?
I can, but I try to not, like, what do you define as, like, I had an issue with them previously?
With the game you did that night. Say you did the Conneaut PV game Tuesday night, and then you got one of those schools on Friday night.
No,
again.
that goes with like what we were talking about earlier. Take the game home with you, like it's done. I'll tell the coach, like, done, over with. Here we are. I've never.
But what if the
experienced-
coach isn't agreeing or buying that?
Then that's their decision to take it up with the athletic director in state and ask, like, for me to not be on the game, I guess, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, like, our association would probably defend us and say, no, he's going to be on the game, you know what I mean? Like, could I take myself off the game? Yeah, but I wouldn't unless it was, I'd have to be told, like, forced off of it, you know what I mean?
I'm throwing some things at you that I hear.
No, those are all, like, really good questions.
What about this one, Alex? Go ahead.
No, I was saying, like, I'm going to be blatantly honest with you. I don't know the actual legitimate protocol to that because it's never happened to me and it's never
That's a
actually.
good thing.
It's, well, no, I know, but I don't know, like, I don't know if they say, like, I don't want Edwards playing Conneaut, I don't want Alex Pajelski on the game. If I don't know if the athletic
Can they do
directors,
that?
I think that they can't. Like, I don't. That's what I mean. Like, I don't really know behind the scenes. Like, yeah, I think that they can, but I think that it's really touchy. So, like, the OHSAA would be defending the official.
I would hope so.
Well, then, no, they will. We get defended. You know, what
I would
mean?
hope
Yeah.
they would defend them.
Yeah.
Alex, another common thing I've heard over the years was, hey, there's two teams out there on the floor. Why has one team got 23 fouls and the other team only has 5?
Yeah, so we're not supposed to look at that either, but that is in officials' heads all the time. I'm just being honest. We're not supposed to, but it's been in my head before. It's 8-2.
Now, when you
but-
say it's been in your head, what do you say? What do you say to
Well,
yourself?
so you're not supposed to, but I'm gonna be honest. I've went to halftime before. Normally what'll happen is I'll just call it right down how it is. And let's say that half ends like 10-3 or something. We'll go in and we'll talk as a group. Like, hey, fouls were 10-3. Like, do you think we got everything? You know, that's not. It's we got everything right. Like, that's what it is, 10-3. You know what I mean? But we might discuss it. You know what I mean? To make sure.
Sure.
To make sure that we're getting it.
Right.
You're not supposed to, but it's just human nature, you know what I
Right.
mean? It's I'll just say, coach, it's 10-3, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it gets, yeah, that's normally what happens is the team that has more fouls is normally, you know what I mean? The team that has more fouls on them is losing, and the coach is screaming about it, you know what I mean? Because
One more thing. Since we've been in this Pennsylvania conference,
yeah,
now it could be me, Alex, because I follow the Spartans. I love the Spartans.
Yeah.
I want them to win. But for whatever reason, especially more so in basketball than I noticed in football, but I have noticed it in both.
Yeah.
It seems like when we play a Pennsylvania school in Pennsylvania, we don't seem to get the calls.
I don't see, this is weird because I can't really speak for it, but I've heard that the game's officiated differently over here to over there, but unless
How would the game be officiated
I
differently?
don't know, different rules, they let it, like, we're not supposed to let, like, the hand checking thing, because you can, officials can change. Am I going to let kids hand check or am I calling it? You know what I mean? That's what I decide right off the rip. It depends how I feel the flow of the game's going. If I feel it's okay, there's a little bit of bumping going on, you can't call everything, Chuck. We'll be there till midnight.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
1 o'clock in the morning. And the longer games go, it drags on, and the worse it is, especially when officials are involved with it. But if I'm going to call a hand check and the little stuff, I got to call it both ways. So, like, I've heard the games officiated different in Pennsylvania. I haven't watched a game over there recently. So I can't, like, say whether or not. You know, I've heard some rules are a little bit different, but until I would go watch, you know what I mean, I really can't say one way or the other.
Have you ever had to tell a coach to sit down on the bench?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, if they don't, I tee them. I can give them a technical. I haven't had that many problems with coaches. They have a lot of leeway with me because I played. They really have to embarrass me. Like, if they're making a scene and I tell them, I'll say, Coach, that's enough. And most of the time they listen.
When you tee up a player, what's usually the reason?
They really, really, really got to deserve it. Automatic tee nowadays is slamming the ball, like slamming the ball down, and if it goes bouncing up, it's automatic technical. Like, if they just go bounce it and catch it, you know what I mean, like nonchalantly, I let them get away with it. Throwing their hands in the air to call, taunting somebody, you know what I mean, they have to do something really, really bad to earn it with me.
Do the girls get teed up?
Oh, yeah.
Same reasons.
Yeah, throwing temper tantrums. I had to tee a girl up last year. She threw the ball against the wall. She was mad. She deserved it. Actually got the ball, got a foul, and took the ball and threw it and drilled a girl on the other team. You know what I mean? So that's automatic technical. I don't care whether the call is right or wrong. Like, you don't do. I mean, it was so bad her parents were yelling at her.
Well, Alex, I wish you would do more Conneaut games. I know you don't want to do them.
Yeah,
but I wish you would do some more so I could see you.
I'm around.
So I can criticize you too.
I picked up like 4 or 5 of their JV games, so you'll see me a couple.
Oh, but
times.
no varsity?
I don't know if I have a varsity game in Conneaut. I don't. I try to.
But you do have some of the JVs.
Yeah.
Do you ever work with Conneaut's Becky?
Yeah, I just looked at my schedule. I got 3 or 4 games with her this year.
Okay. Now she's been a long time referee.
Yeah, she's been a big help.
I think she does a great job.
She's been a huge.
I think you do a great job.
Becky's been a huge help to me. Huge.
What'd you learn from her? Name one thing that stands out.
Be certain. Have a strong whistle. Be certain with your call. Don't like you ever see these officials that they'll barely blow the whistle or they think you snap the call. White, red. You know what I mean? Snap the call. Be sure of it. Even if you're not and you're gonna make a call, red. Because if you're like the fan, if the official's strong with the whistle or something, you as the fan, they're going to probably take your word for it unless it was a real question. 90% of the time when a referee makes a call, if they got a strong whistle, strong hand signal, come over to the table, snap the call, like 23, hit, 2 shots, and they do it nonchalantly like that, you respect that.
Right.
As opposed to like the guy comes over to the table, I got a hit on, and they're taking their time, got in their head 23.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I'm I do the Conneaut games on the radio. Sometimes I'll say, I don't know about that call.
Yeah.
Does that bother you guys?
No, because that's your opinion. You're allowed to have that.
Are we though? We're supposed to be commentating the game.
No, that's natural instinct. They do it with the NBA. That's natural. It comes with the territory, man. Like, I understand it because I've been there before.
Yeah. Alex, this has been great. We'll have you on as we get through the basketball season.
I always love coming.
I know you do, and I love arguing with you because you make. You know why I like arguing with you? Because you make a lot of sense.
Oh, you do too. You straighten me up too. So
we still got to do that little round table over at the Guglielmo house.
Yes, with Adam and your son. Yeah. Absolutely, because Adam and your son put me in my place a lot of times.
Alex Polchowski, my guest on Around the Town with Chuck.
Yep.
Good evening. I'd like to call the Conneaut City Council meeting for November 12, 2019 to order. Ms. O'Connell, will you please call the roll?
City Manager, Mr. Hockaday.
Present.
Finance Director, Mr. Williams.
Here.
Law Director, Mr. Smith.
Here.
Council President, Mrs. Newcomb.
Present.
Mr. Emery.
Here.
Mr. Garrix.
Here.
Mr. Kozeski.
Here.
Mrs. McVoy.
Here.
Mr. Perkowski.
Present.
Mr. Shanford.
Here.
Would you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.